find a husband, please. I'm trying to get married next summer. Time is upon us. Might as well get that going. Good morning, lovely people. Happy new week. It is Monday, the 5th of June. Welcome to TDA, the day after, your favorite news platform and the home of popular culture as defined by y'all, the culture. And as always, you know, the lineup is lit. You have amazing hosts, and I am one of them, your favorite shade queen, Martin Royalty.
The camera was on Marks. It's your boy, Big Man Use.
And they call me E-Man, the pro-black activist, TDA producer, news analyst, and of course the melanin is jam-packed.
Period.
Where is this boy?
In the toilet.
Oh. Did I walk past him just now?
I believe so.
Oh.
He's going to be Shafi, by the way.
Obviously, now that you've said that. You could have said
Yeah, because I don't know what I thought your thought process was. But I just thought you were just being you. Brent was just Brenting. So I just said, okay.
No.
That's a good thing. I like that, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Brent just Brenting.
It's been done before.
By who?
Quite a few people, actually. Daniel does it too.
Okay. I was going to cuss everybody else. Danielle.
I would have started with my mother, but all right.
Orcs.
Yeah,
You almost said Brent's Brenting.
Yeah.
Okay, auntie, I love that. She's one of the girls. How's everyone doing this morning?
Yeah, can't complain.
Yeah?
Can't complain. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I had a very productive morning.
It was nice weather on the weekend.
It was beautiful weather on the
It was
weekend.
actually sunny yesterday.
Oh, I went on the best walk, actually. It just reminded me, yesterday morning, before church. And that's going to be my new thing. I might even try, I think when the weather warms up consistently, I might try it before I even come here.
Serious?
Yeah.
What made it a good walk?
So it was so peaceful. You know, I like peace and silence. And I woke up here and like I could see the sun. I've got blacked out curtains, but I could just see that it was sunny outside and it was quiet. And I don't like birds, not the animals or the girls. But they were chirping. I was like, oh my gosh, that sounds beautiful. Like it was like a cartoon or something. I said, you know, I'm going to go on a walk. I didn't want to because and I was like, my spirit felt like just go.
Yeah.
And it ended up being one of the best walks I've ever been on.
Was it like back roads? Was it some main road? Was it like
It was back roads. When I got to main roads, I said,
messed up.
this is why. Just staying in the back roads. But as soon as I went back to the back roads, it was just quiet. Like, honestly, it was so peaceful and quiet. And it was just so lovely. Like, there's just something about like the sun shining, the quietness, me meditating, and then people are like outside the house like doing like little things like quick gardening, and there's like little kids, like people wake up their kids so early on a Sunday. Where are you guys going? It's 8 o'clock in the morning. But even that, like it was just nice to see. It was honestly so beautiful. I was like, yeah, this is every bit of me.
That's what happens when the sun's out, man.
I love
As
it.
well. The animals,
Yeah.
the plants, everyone's happy, man.
I really feel like the country is such a nice. I don't hear too many Londoners bad vibes rhetoric when it's sunny.
That's true.
It's mainly when it's like, because there's just something about everyone in the land just feels just happier.
This is it. And then it makes you think, when the sun's not there, how people behave.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
I think I like doing that when it is on holiday.
We're going on walks.
Yeah. As in the morning.
Yeah.
In the foreign land.
Yeah, do you know what's mad? Because it was so nice, I was like, I can't wait for my birthday trip. To actually, because where my hotel is, it's quite like that. I'm going to be sharing my location with you the whole time, bro. This is one of those, it's very interesting location. But yeah, I did think that, like, actually, imagine doing this on holiday would be so beautiful. But no, it was so, I love the sun so much, man. But hopefully more sun.
100%.
But it's nice this week, though. It's like 25s this week.
Hotter and hotter
everything.
every day, innit?
I love it.
That's good, man. We need it.
I saw plenty of pictures of people in Malta. Did your friends go to Malta?
No, because, so obviously a few of my friends brought it to me. Like, oh, we should go. And I was like, nah, I'm not on it. So obviously everyone's like, next year, But I do want to go next year though. I don't really suffer with FOMO because I know how I am. But I will say day one, I said, should have been there. Day two, I was like, this is looking lit. But day three, I was like, yeah, I would have been tired.
Was that a DLT thing?
Yeah, DLT. I would have been tired. You ain't got a mic.
Esther's just looking at the mic.
You ain't got a mic. You haven't got a mic.
Oh, we started?
Yeah.
Oh shit, what you tell me?
Sorry, I thought you knew.
Of course I didn't.
Oh, sorry.
My phone, fucking around.
My bad. But yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, it looks right still.
I will say though that the girls look absolutely amazing.
Mm-hmm.
The women look absolutely phenomenal. And I don't mean to start my week this week, but the men aren't giving. The men aren't. Respectfully.
In what regards?
In every regard. Because the girls are like coming with like,
bikinis.
not just bikinis, but like, they're just beautiful. Why you can see your teeth?
So I have a theory, right?
Here we go.
Whenever we see pictures of women in these lovely festivals, right? Everything's done up, innit?
All that makeup.
Yeah. And there's little clothes on.
So?
So obviously we're going to be drawn to that more. And men don't be taking pictures of that and flinging it up anyway.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about cheeks though. I'm talking about looks.
Yeah,
and
when
beauty.
they put their pictures up, we're
Yeah.
seeing all of that. We're seeing the face beat,
Yeah.
and we're seeing the body
Yeah.
set. And
Good.
yeah, and that's the pictures that start getting shared into our ecosystem real quick, innit?
Yeah.
So that's my theory.
That's
I
your
don't-
theory.
I don't,
Fair enough.
I'm not attracted to men. So even if I see the pictures of the men, which is I don't, I'm not gonna say they were running things, and I would just see them in shorts and that stupid bag that they have.
I hate those side bags so much, you know. Those bags really piss me off. I get what you mean, but there was a lot of girls there who weren't wearing makeup either because it was so hot. But yeah, man.
I didn't see them.
You didn't
I
look-
didn't see them girls.
You see them girls?
Nope.
Nah, but I mean, to be fair, there is a rhetoric I've heard from people here, and the girls there. So I'm not pulling out of my ass. I'm gonna just say that. But no, it looks really good, man. I'm happy for DLT, man. They do what need. I feel like they understand this assignment every time, and it's actually sick. Like that's such a sick thing to do. So big up DLT, big up them.
Have they got like other spots that they do as well? They got Ghana
No,
as
but
well,
they do
right?
Ghana.
Okay.
But it's more like parties.
Okay.
So DLT Malta is more a destination holiday, kind of like how Afro Nation was.
Okay.
But then they would throw like when they would throw a thingy. They would throw a party in Ghana and stuff, and Nigeria. I think they've done Lagos as well actually. But that's like to December times.
Okay.
And Recess had a thing in France as well. That looked good as well. That was just before DLT Malta. The event scene in UK is doing bits. It's sick.
They're doing well, man.
There's a lot of mid out there, though, isn't it?
So like what?
Mid.
All right.
What does that mean?
He knows exactly what it means. His
No,
favorite word.
what does it mean? What do you mean?
It's not giving.
What is it? What?
It's the girls or the boys? Who you talking about?
Why do you look so warm?
It's cold, you know. And mid means mediocre,
I'm just
That
saying.
word. I feel like we said that word more.
basically.
Spoke about it. And you talk about who you talk about? The
Are you
girls or the
looking at the
boys?
pictures now?
Yeah.
Oh, you're doing it in real
This is
time.
what I'm
You're
saying.
ridiculous.
Give me context because you were doing something. I said, give me context.
I'm just saying, you're right. There's a lot of bikinis and stuff in it. You know what I mean? So when you see a lot of flesh and fires and things, you're led to believe. You know what I'm saying?
Are you led to believe that though?
It's just not that when you, in scrolling, in passing, it's just like, I don't know. It just seems. But when you unpack it and you deep dive, there's a lot of mid and bikinis there.
Just,
Flipping neck.
I'm actually glad that at a time like this you can be, you know, the voice, because I can't speak on this topic. But
What?
because
Don't be scared.
no, I'm scared.
Don't be scared.
I'm scared.
I'm not denying it.
I'll leave this one to you, man. I'll leave it to you, man. I'll leave it to you. I'll leave it to you.
I'm scared.
Nah, I'll take the signs, man. I'll tap out too.
I don't know, man, because I feel like even when I go to events here, I don't know, I just feel like women just always show up and show out. Like, just always look the part. Because really and truly, if you have like makeup or whatever aside, if you have like American guys go to which I heard apparently there's a lot of Canadians there. Apparently there was a lot of Canadians, but if you have them go, they're going to see you and they're going to be like, oh, UK's got good girls. We're helping the economy. Do you know what I mean? Like you're gonna see, and I feel like that's one thing I like about UK girls. Regardless of wherever they go, whether it's a group holiday, whether it's a party holiday, whether it's a solo trip, wherever it is, they're giving you looks. Silence is deafening. Whatever. I know what I know.
Beauty is
The
in
streets
eye
know
of
what they know.
beholder.
All right, I've got a question of the day for you guys. Oh, okay. 1 second. What's one thing you're good at that you don't get enough credit for? Appreciating women and their beauty and DLT.
Yeah, definitely.
That's how you want to start your week. Some smoke. Okay.
Something.
I think being an ambassador for plant-based living. I don't think people are recognizing what I do for the community. It's a damn shame, you know. But it's all right. We'll catch on soon.
What are you doing for the community? Do you know what? To be fair, I do. Okay, let me indulge. Let me get in the car with you.
Thank you.
I think you get more jokes. And I know that I'm behind them sometimes. But no, I don't think that you are credited for your healthy living. I mean, your sickness, you got the highest sick attendance in this room.
That's propaganda.
I think Stephen can pull up the records.
Yeah, you got the sick days to prove it.
No, that's
Yeah,
not-
we've got the records to prove it.
No. Remember, one was an assassination attempt when they injected me with COVID.
Right.
The second time,
And you were up on holiday?
yes.
They didn't inject you and you're waiting on the destination. Okay.
The other one, I was staying away from you guys, right? Because they said I had COVID, right?
Is this,
And that's
okay.
it, man.
All right. I'm trying to follow
I
you.
think that's it.
No, I don't think it has been.
No, it's not.
You've had at least
No, it's propaganda.
4 episodes.
Impossible.
Not 4 individual episodes, 4 episodes of sickness that have spanned over a week each.
Nah, that can't be true. That can't be true.
Interesting.
Nah. Oh, and one of them was due to one of the non plant-based eaters in the room spreading it.
Sit down. Do your parents say you're vegan?
Do they know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what's your mum's reaction to? What was her reaction to that?
She was like puzzled as to why. You know what I'm saying? And my dad thought, I don't know, man. He just started getting angry.
That man does not need a reason.
Exactly. That's true, you know. So
Right.
he's a different type of guy, man.
That is so funny. That is hilarious.
But
You know that is.
yeah, man.
He looks familiar. The guy.
From Say the Last Dance.
No.
Someone just sent it to me and said that's what I'm dressed like.
Do you know, I'll be honest, when you showed me, I thought, oh, this is your outfit.
Let me see.
I did think that. But that's interesting. I actually don't know what mine will be. Brent, what's yours?
They got you still. They got you. We got them.
Probably, I don't know, my patience.
Oh, your patience is incredible, Brent.
Show Brent.
You Brent?
Yeah, you seen that film though,
Yeah.
hasn't
You must have seen the list, Brent.
Actually, no. To be fair,
Your Brent's patience.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
it's uncanny.
Send it to me so I can show people context. Because I know what we're doing here. So I want to give them context. So people actually know. Who did that? Who said that to you? One of your...
Achilles.
it?
Yeah, okay.
Got you good.
Yeah, Brent's patience and grace and understanding. He's got very good qualities, you know.
yeah.
I'll put a picture up, people, so you'll know.
So you're clued up. Yeah, I would say that.
What are we
I
doing
don't
now? What was it? One thing that
That you're good at that you don't get enough credit for.
oh,
Or you don't get enough credit for.
philanthropy.
Philanthropy, you know.
Especially abroad.
See?
How could you say especially board?
Can you imagine? Anyone that chooses to think, oh, this is a good show. They've got future tech talkers in here. Flipping heck.
No, wait there. Let me think.
I don't think
I
I
think
won.
you get enough credit for that.
Okay.
You get credit in the works. The proof is in the pudding.
I don't even know, you know. That's
Actually,
that's a
it
tough
is
one.
This is a hard one.
Yeah.
What's yours, Yusuf?
Because
I
that's
don't know,
wouldn't,
man. You know.
wouldn't it be
Everything.
easier for someone else to tell you?
Yeah, that's what I was
That's
thinking
true.
as well.
Yeah, that's true.
But then they might not notice because you know what? In my mind, the way I've interpreted it is something that you do or that you're good at, but because you're so good at it, or because you do it so often, people don't
Yeah.
realize. So if you took it
Overlooked.
away, then they'll be like, oh,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean that?
Yeah, true.
Yeah. I think mine would be like to do with like maybe taking on responsibilities and like showing up for people.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't get enough credit for that.
Helping people, giving them opportunities
Yeah.
and shit.
Because when you stop helping people, then they recognize
Mm-hmm.
Mark used to do that. Do you know what I mean? But people get so used to you, like to them calling and you're just there or you just being there, that they don't realize that it actually takes a consciousness from you to be there.
Yeah, I do bad things I don't get credit for. I told you that them clips that's been going.
Nah, that is uncanny.
Proper. Smiling all.
Like Derek from Save the Last Dance. I said, what?
Because I don't understand why either of you are just like that. I don't get why he is, and I don't get why you are.
That's funny.
That is jokes.
Yeah, but I was watching some clips was going around of Wiley the other day, yeah, and I'm saying I don't get my credit
For
for my role in the game. People were saying like this clip's legendary, this stuff, like they're loving it. It's going like they're going crazy. You get me?
what's the clip?
It's just bare different clips of ZZ Mills interviews.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
You know what I mean? But if that wouldn't happen if it weren't for me.
What do you
You
mean?
hit me? Huh?
What do you mean?
You wanna know when?
Oh, you mean Wiley's just his career? You mean?
No, just I'm saying the interview wouldn't happen.
Oh, the
Okay, you
interview
picked-
itself.
okay, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it wouldn't have took place. You get me?
Okay.
So I want all the credit for that. So when people was going around loving all this footage, I'm saying you lot should be atting me and thanking me, like because this moment wouldn't have took place if it wasn't for
I
me.
did this.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
like,
okay.
You get what I'm trying to say?
I
Like,
did
you
this
wouldn't have
for
got all
y'all.
these great moments if it weren't for me. Like facts.
Yeah.
So that's what I want the credit for.
I do think that actually.
Man, what's credit for a Wiley interview? You know?
I thought you meant like music wise, you know.
Yeah, I thought you talk about like his career.
Yeah,
like,
music.
Man
I
said,
mean,
no,
you-
that ZZ interview, I put that together.
Listen, that was all me. That was all me. Brian there.
Yeah, I do think for music that you don't get enough credit. But I saw it when that clip. You know the clip?
Of me saying I'm better than
Nas, all of them people.
yeah.
Because there's people that were like, nah, like actually, yeah, there's people riding for you hard in the comments, you know.
Big up them, man.
And they weren't killies.
No, this was just
They were
critical thinkers.
critical fingers. Critical leaders of tomorrow. And they were actually like riding for you and actually making sensible, good points.
That clip was funny. There was bare people that were torn. There was bare people that wanted to like back me,
Yeah.
but they were like,
But because it was you, they're like,
they're like Nas,
Like, he's got-
Jay-Z. But it's like, you know what? Fair is fair.
I feel like those people that was with you until you said their fave, like are too far. They're like too far. But yeah, I think that.
Well, then, let's do that one then.
Yeah. Do you still need me to read out the community thing, Brent? Do you still need comments or have you decided?
No, I've already decided.
Okay, so what's that?
Yes, but
Lovely.
we will let them know when it is we.
What's this? We're going over to WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have a WhatsApp community.
Mute. I'm joking.
Dumb. Moving from Mighty Networks. But yeah. All right. Well, we've got a lot to cover today, to be honest. People have been whining over the weekend. Let's get into the show.
Okay, so our first headline, again, is Boris Johnson centred. And Boris Johnson has been warned that public funding for his legal representation to the COVID inquiry could be withdrawn if he tries to undermine the government. Extracts of a Cabinet Office letter published in the Sunday Times tells the former PM to submit witness statements to officials for potential redactions. It comes as the Cabinet Office fights the inquiry's demand to see unredacted messages from Mr. Johnson and officials. In the letter, the Cabinet Office said the funding offer will cease to be available to you if you knowingly seek to frustrate or undermine, either through your actions or the actions of others, the government's position in relation to the inquiry, unless there is a clear and irreconcilable conflict of interest on a particular point at issue. It said that funding would only be available if Mr. Johnson complied with certain conditions. These included having to send any witness statement or exhibit which he intended to provide to the inquiry to the Cabinet Office to be security checked, and not submitting evidence until he had applied any redactions which the Cabinet Office had informed him were needed before submission. And the next headline takes us to Russia and Ukraine war, where Russia's defense ministry said it had thwarted a major Ukrainian offensive in Donetsk, claiming to have killed 250 troops and destroyed armored vehicles. Video of what Russia says is the battle appears to show military vehicles coming under heavy fire in fields, but there have been no comment from Kiev, and Russia's claim has not been independently verified. A Ukrainian counteroffensive has been long awaited by Kiev, but Kiev says it will not give advance warning of its start, and it's unclear whether the alleged attacks indicate that the fresh offensive to recapture Ukrainian land from Russian forces has begun in earnest. The Russian Defense Ministry said that Ukraine had launched a large-scale offensive in the Donetsk region on Sunday, using 6 mechanized and 2 tank battalions. It claimed the Ukrainians tried to break through Russian defenses in what Kiev saw as the most vulnerable part of the front line, but that it did not achieve its tasks. It had no success. Moscow claimed Ukraine had lost 250 troops, as well as 16 tanks. And that's it for the headlines.
Thank you. Let's get into what you say in topic of the day.
All right, people. So, like I said last week, right? Last Friday's topic of the day may have a part 2. Today is that part 2.
I don't remember what that was.
What was it?
It was based on the whole teacher having personal views.
Oh,
and
yeah,
whether
yeah.
you should be a teacher, right? If you kind of harbor these type of personal views, basically.
Oh, I see.
And I think
And such, so much crazy stuff has happened during this beginning of Pride Month. Did you see the Elon Musk sharing like What Is a Woman documentary?
no, I didn't see that.
110 million
Wow.
people viewed that. And initially it was censored, and then people started getting onto Elon Musk saying, I thought this particular app wasn't supposed to be like that. And he's like, don't worry, I'm not in right now. When I get in tomorrow, I'm going to fix it. He fixed it. And then he pinned it to his Twitter.
Wow.
And everybody was watching it. That's the same video I sent you all like months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's everywhere now.
Interesting.
I'm not suggesting that you watch it.
What is the video
But if
controversial?
you want to, yes.
Why? Because it's telling you that what a woman
No,
is.
he's gone around asking people.
Who Elon is?
Yeah,
No, the guy who did the
the guy who
documentary.
did it, Matt Walsh.
Is that guy with the glasses?
Yeah, he
Yes.
wears glasses, yeah.
Okay.
But I don't know how that's the only identifier you mentioned.
There's a guy who talks about who does all the stuff, but I think that might be his name, but he's got like brown hair and glasses. So when you said it, I just
He has
connected.
brown hair glasses, yeah.
There you go. So it's him.
Yeah, that's it.
It's a very funny documentary, man.
It's crazy, like, because I've only seen like clips of it, and it's crazy how those clips are making people look, you know.
You know, it's not out of context. Those clips that you see, it's not taken out of context. He gave them ample opportunity. Every single last one of them. Even people who are lecturers in universities.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, boy.
it's
It's
amazing.
difficult because we don't have context. We guys talking about.
Go to Elon Musk's Twitter, and it's his pinned tweet. Pinned tweet.
Yeah, but do it after the show.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm not sitting here for jokes. I'm here to tell jokes. Do it after the show, man.
Well,
I'll see a teacher, yeah, that was saying like when they teach their history, they teach it. Obviously, there's a curriculum and all that, but they let the kids know that history is told from. There's two sides to things, and obviously, like the victor gets the spoils, and the victor, whoever wins writes history and stuff like that, innit? So we'll try and like, whether the stuff's fact or not, it's like extra shit in it, like not the curriculum stuff in it. You know what I'm trying to say? So I was saying, all right, that's fair enough, and obviously in this space, it's a good thing you're doing or whatever. But I'm saying if there was like a white man, whether he was racist or not, or whatever, but he didn't want you doing all this extra curriculum shit, talking about all the bad stuff white people done in the past and trying to put it on my child and all that. I just want you to teach the curriculum that's there, yeah. And you're doing all this extra stuff, yeah. I'm saying that ain't that the same kind of stuff like to like what the the teachers are doing with the
Mm-hmm.
trans stuff and teaching the kids about being non-binary and boom, boom, boom. I'm saying, ain't it the same kind of thing?
Yeah.
And they were saying, well, no, it's not, because what I'm dealing with is with facts, right? Yeah. But I'm saying, yeah, but at the same time, no one asked you to come and do this, though. Like, there's a curriculum there that people are supposed to teach, innit?
Yeah, 100%.
So it's what I'm saying is it any different? If there's, is it the same as a teacher? Say like, because there's a teacher, you got a history teacher, but they're a black teacher, but they know more about Africa and and they start giving you the gems, like the real spec.
Yeah.
That the curriculum's not telling you to. The curriculum's not telling them to give you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the same as like a teacher telling the kids about the sexuality and non-binary and being trans and all that kind of thing?
No, it's definitely different. Definitely different. Because I think one can affect or influence your personal choices, especially at a certain age, and one is just an extension of what you're already learning, just I guess more in depth. In regards to the teacher who's teaching them more about Black history or history, example.
But what if there was a parent who had a problem with that extra teachings? Are their gripes not the same as the?
Their gripes could be the same, but in my opinion, one is more detrimental than the other. In my opinion.
Yeah, see, that's when, because it's opinion based, because everybody's opinions are different. So fair enough. What do you think, Eamon? What are you saying?
I think it's the same thing. Because if the argument is, okay, cool, this is the curriculum, and you guys are hired to teach this curriculum, anything that's external, one could argue, wait a minute, why are you telling my kid this? Especially if the number one authority is the government and that curriculum. So if you're saying to me, okay, cool, you can't teach Black history or the real history, the true story, right? Then why are you also teaching me about some other stuff? Like the whole transgender, new gender identity stuff as well. If you can teach the kids this gender identity stuff, yeah, then you should be able to teach the real history and all the other stuff as well. That's how I see it.
Fair enough. So that's just my quick question before you started.
No, but it's linked to what we're talking about though. So it's good that you said that. Brent, if you don't mind, yeah, can you click that link here? I'll tell you when to play it, but just to get it ready. And basically, last week, yeah, if you guys remember, I think majority of the people, maybe in the room, but definitely in the chat, I think, were basically saying, look, if this is your personal views, like, you need to just either keep that to yourself or make sure, or basically, you're just not fit to be a teacher, basically. I remember you guys was pretty much saying that, innit? That you can't have these type of views on your website and then, like, somehow it's going to seep out into the classroom, right?
Yeah.
So the question today is just to kind of hit it from another angle, and this post was sent to me by Stacey, so big up Stacey. What if that person's views outside of the curriculum, right, was like that they wore it on their person? So for example, let's just say in the curriculum there's no transgender, binary, identity stuff, right? And again, just like this person's particular views on Christianity or Islam and or abortion or whatever, it's outside of the curriculum and we want him to keep it away. What if that person as a transgender teacher, for example, is teaching a class? Is that not in some way bringing their personal views into the class? Even though they're not saying anything, just the very existence and personifying that particular viewpoint, is that not bringing it into the class?
Wait, are you saying that they shouldn't be teachers?
No, it's the question, yeah. Because if no, I'm not saying they shouldn't be. I'm basically saying, can somebody have that same argument?
Yeah, because it's like, back when you do religious studies, my teacher could have been Muslim. But they teach me about all religions.
Yeah.
Like, they're still teaching the curriculum. So I don't think it makes a difference that that's what it is. If I had a Black teacher teaching Black history, doesn't make a difference. I feel like in some way in the curriculum, one way or another, that always presents itself. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Okay, so are you basically saying that they should be allowed to teach as long as basically they're teaching the curriculum? The outside thing doesn't really matter.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, but that's for every
100%.
teacher though. So even with Black history, if it's a Black teacher, teach what's on the curriculum. Don't start adding your personal opinions and your personal views. I feel like that's where you then leave that to the home for the parents to do that. But if you're teaching the curriculum, that's what you need to be doing. Yeah.
So how come we didn't afford that same thing to the other guy last week?
Because that was different though. Like, a student told him how he identifies, and he was refusing to acknowledge how the student identifies. It's not in the curriculum that a student must identify this way. That was nothing to do with the curriculum. That was to do with his personal beliefs.
No, but
Because he
Oh,
brought
you-
up to Christianity, didn't he?
You mean
Yeah.
that when you found out that he disliked Muslims or Islam, as
Yeah.
to why he got removed?
yeah.
But the example you gave, you weren't saying that this particular trans teacher was disliking anybody?
No. But
They dislike,
What you gonna say?
if they dislike like heteronormal relationships, if it's a Muslim teacher that's teaching RS but dislikes Christianity and dislikes that, and their personal opinion starts to seep into it, then absolutely you should get fired.
This is basically what. All right.
Stacey
I
says,
think-
Stacey says the video gave more context. Is that true?
Yeah, well, but I just want to give a thingy. But
Okay.
we'll come.
I was just trying to get where you're coming from. I used because obviously you're talking about say like the putting their personal beliefs and it's spilling onto the into the kids and stuff, innit? Yeah. So are you basically saying that they wouldn't be able, because of this how they live, they wouldn't be able to not put their personal beliefs
Exactly.
onto the kids, basically?
Exactly.
So it's like it can't be avoided
Exactly.
because you're an embodiment of what it is that you're teaching.
Exactly.
Yeah, but we can't limit people that can teach.
No, but what I'm saying, but that same rationale wasn't given to the guy. It wasn't
that was
afforded-
Yeah, but
different though.
one's doing hate speech. One's just made a decision for how they see themselves and how they want to live as a human, and then one is out here preaching that whole sectors of religions are abominations and stuff like that.
I feel like
So they're not even really.
It's not equal weighting.
Yeah, I don't think there's not equal weights.
Yeah, but is it okay? You know, let's go to the video and then we'll delve into it a bit more.
All right.
I really like this outfit. I really like this outfit.
choice, it gets a little bit tricky, right? My first class had, the first day I had 25 students. By day 2, I had 19 because 6 parents switched out of the class because they saw me and they were like, there's no freaking way, before I even got a word in.
As a parent, I would want to know, like, do you not think that that is okay or they're right to withdraw when they see you? Because ultimately, you're probably an excellent educator.
I appreciate that.
I have no doubt about that. But I think we get into muddy waters when we start trying to take that choice away from the parent.
Do I think that it is okay for a parent to see me and go, not around my kid? No, I don't think that's okay. I feel like that's really crossing the line because you are, for lack of better words, discriminating against me openly. That's like seeing a black teacher and being like, there's no way. It is the same. It is the same.
It's not the same, and
but
here's
just stop
why.
it there.
You can't control what color your skin is.
These men
But
that get so close to the camera.
Oh wait, I wanted to hear him get his shit off, man. What was he gonna say? No, you know, because when men start moving like that, you know they're
Right,
ready
you're
to
about
go.
to say something. I'm so sorry, but can you just take it back?
What you want,
Let him land.
Emmanuel?
But does
You know
it
what,
does it give context, or is it just?
I don't know.
Because,
I don't know.
his lips are just moving.
I think it's just his opinion.
Yeah,
It's
it's
just
his opinion.
Because like,
He's
it
gonna-
is
he's
not
gonna-
the same thing.
Yeah, he's gonna go off on a tangent.
All right, leave him. Leave him.
Let's not associate
Look
ourselves.
at him. Now he's going off. When I see a man that's close up in the camera lens,
Trust
I
me.
know somebody needs some shit.
All right. So the reason why I didn't play the video first is because I wanted to kind of hit it from a different angle before we go into the teacher's angle, right?
Yeah.
And which is basically, obviously, you guys are basically saying it's apples and oranges, right? But I'm kind of just seeing it as, wait a minute, these are my personal views, and these personal views are not necessarily society standard. It's definitely not in the curriculum. Wait, I'm saying.
I'm very childish. Bren, I hear it. I'm taking accountability. I'm very childish. When you said it's apples and oranges, I was thinking, oh, what? You think it's Granny Smith and Pink Ladies? But carry on.
So are you referring to people who are just embodying what they believe in terms of how they dress, how they come across, as opposed to them actually trying to teach and trying to educate on their views?
Yes, exactly.
So-
And I'm basically saying that because you're kind of wearing it, you're kind of teaching it without teaching it.
You're not teaching it. You're just being yourself. You're embodying yourself, and obviously kids would be inquisitive
Okay, I should say.
and ask questions. But if you're a transgender maths teacher, you're teaching maths. There's very little room for your personal views to spill
Yeah.
over into maths.
Yeah.
But if you go against the grain now and start talking about your personal life,
Yeah.
as opposed to that's different. But if you're just showing up to class in your attire, teaching maths, then I don't think there's an issue there.
You're right. Maybe
That's
I
how
shouldn't have
you're
said
sending me.
teaching. Maybe I shouldn't have said teaching, but just more so that personal view is kind of seeping in. But in the same way, using that same thing you just said, right? Even though this guy had these abominations saying he doesn't believe in abortion and this, that, and the third, he had 4 different things, right? like he's not teaching any of his views in the classroom, but yet he's not allowed to teach.
No,
in the
because his
classroom.
views spill into the classroom.
If he's got
Because-
Muslim students, he's going to treat them differently.
Yeah, he's going to treat them differently.
No,
Without
I don't
even-
think so.
Without even realizing
No,
it.
but
He
because
thinks it's
of-
an abomination.
Yeah.
So subconscious, without even realizing it, yeah, he ain't going to treat Muslim people
No,
the
he's not
same.
going to respect them. Because think about it, his views were his views.
What, you don't
A
agree?
kid said,
No,
Go on.
y'all said that he had prior. This wasn't the first incident with this teacher. So
Yeah, I think
when
one-
Emmanuel says he doesn't think so, did you know what he was getting pulled up for before? Because there was several times he got pulled up.
We spoke about it. But no, all right.
No, but
Put it this way,
regardless
though.
of the
even
prior
if it was
though,
the first offence.
he shouldn't be allowed to teach. He shouldn't be able to teach any Islamic kids.
Just like a racist shouldn't be allowed to teach children.
If
like
you
a
was
what?
A
openly,
racist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
If you find out that you're spewing racist rhetoric
Yeah.
online, 100% you should.
Yeah, absolutely.
because the demographic that he's talking about definitely ain't safe.
But you know they do that.
So that
even-
discriminates against everybody. That's that's Islamic.
But you know they do that
and
with,
if it's teachers, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So he shouldn't be allowed to teach.
They do that with thingy as well though, with like medicine. Because I remember my sister, she's studying medicine, something like that anyway. But when she was going to do her application or whatever, she obviously was like, I'm a Christian. But she had like a whole interview about, okay, you're a Christian. What are your beliefs about this? Because you cannot, say you're a Christian who doesn't believe in abortion, and then someone comes for abortion, you can't start using that as an start huffing and puffing or making side remarks. I feel like that's how
It
society
doesn't
should
matter
operate.
where you go. It doesn't matter what profession. It doesn't matter what color you are. If you're onto a certain race or certain thing, yeah, they can't allow you at them. You could be a GP. If you're a GP, it could be a black woman, but the rhetoric somewhere online, you're preaching that white people need to die and this and that and that.
You can't.
They can't allow you around them. Like you can't treat white people like because you're dangerous. Like you can't
And I
be
think-
trusted.
And that's what that guy's thing is that his personal belief spilled into his job. And that's where there's a problem.
I think definitely in that situation, like Ben was also, reminded me, he had priors, and also I guess his personal thing was seeping in.
Yeah.
But in a situation where a person's personal views is not seeping in, and you guys find out about his personal views, are you still saying he should be sacked and
How?
fired?
It depends how we found out.
I don't know, you
If I find-
randomly just on the internet somewhere.
No, because I feel like this is why people need to understand in this day and age, digital, this whole, you want to be online, you want to be on this platform and whatever, you need to understand, as much as you might go on there and be like, oh, that is like my escape or whatever, it can have an effect on your real life things. So for me, you can't be a teacher or be in any kind of certain jobs and be doing all sorts of racism, homophobia, all the phobias online and think that because you're nice and perfect in school or wherever you're at the hospital, it doesn't have an effect. It does. Because again, like what Mark was saying, sometimes you're subconscious. So you might think that you're treating everyone nice, fair and whatever. But no, because when you have someone come, when you see a patient who might be Muslim, there's a way that you might behave towards them that you might not behave to another person who might be a Buddhist because you're a Buddhist. Do you get what I mean? I think it's irresponsible to be moving crazy online and think that it's not going to affect your real life.
I hear you, but
should.
But then I don't think we necessarily use the same standard for everyone, because everyone has certain discriminations.
No, because there was a time when what's it called? So there was this trend of this whole thing about people talking about mental health and people introducing people to new buzzwords or whatever. There was therapists on TikTok who were talking way too much, not just talking about psychology as a whole, but saying like, oh, for example, I had a client one time, and this guy, yes, it was you didn't have a clue who the client was, no idea. But it was irresponsible of them to even come with a real life example from a client. Yes, you've thrown it out there. We might not know who you haven't added the client, but for the fact that you're a therapist and people trust you, you can't come online and be using real life therapy sessions as content. And a lot of them got fired, A lot of them, even the psychology boards and stuff, had to get the certificate away from them because
It's a breaking confidentiality.
it's breaking everything. Yes, you did. And a lot of them are like, yeah, but I didn't say who it was. It's not about you saying who it was. It's about the fact that you are in a position in a career where you are trusted to take care of people. There's a duty of care.
But then in that example there, that's the equivalent of breaking or not teaching the curriculum or teaching something that's false, totally contrary to the curriculum.
No, it was a personal opinion because I remember there was this particular woman. She was talking about black men. She's like, oh, like black men, they don't like with their feelings. They don't. They're kind of like they're not in tune with their feelings and whatever. It was her personal opinion on black men, but it was still irresponsible because you probably have black clients, and she does. Turns out she did have black clients.
Yeah.
So even though it was still her personal opinions, you are in a career, you're in a position where you've got a duty of care. I think that's the important thing. As a teacher, as a doctor, as a nurse, as an ambulance worker, as a police officer, you have a duty of care to members of the public. Once you have that duty of care, you cannot be inserting hate and stuff into things.
I get what you guys are saying, right? But again, obviously, I ask these questions, obviously, so that we can kind of get to the root of why we think a particular thing. But I believe everyone has certain prejudices. Everyone does, right?
I definitely do.
But the thing is,
All right.
remember, companies don't want to align themselves with certain things, innit? So, for example, you could be a teacher who's racist. You're never racist at school. You treat all your kids fairly, but then you're racist online. Once the school finds out you're racist online, they don't want to align themselves now with a racist teacher. They don't want to have a racist teacher in their school. Therefore, you have to go. Whether or not you're racist in school or not. The fact that you are racist outside of school means that you are a racist. And now
That's it.
you can't teach here. Because this school, the parents do not want to align themselves and have a racist teacher in the school. And that goes for any profession.
So it's not more so about your capability. It's just about how you make this school look.
That's one part of it. Because
What would you say is the main part?
I'm not going to put one above the other, because you being racist can spill over one day. Okay, you might be teaching for a certain amount of years. It hasn't happened yet, but one day you might, who knows? So both is how the company or school want to be represented, plus your propensity to just spew your rhetoric any given moment.
But because again, like Brent just admitted, everybody has prejudices, and I feel as though like if I became a teacher like tomorrow now, I think I'm gonna teach. I know I'm gonna teach the curriculum strictly this, that, and the third, right? Obviously, I'll sprinkle some pro-black this, that, and the third, right? Because it's the truth, right? But I'm not gonna discriminate and make people feel inferior. I'm not gonna do any of that type of stuff.
But do you do that online anyway?
No.
All right, this is what we were talking about.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
you're now found to be doing that online, you're going to have consequences attached to what you're doing.
Yeah, but remember, we live in a day and age where people put things online. So forget that guy, for example, who's got his own website. That guy paid for his own domain name and all sorts, right? Forget him. Let's just say, for example, like we said the other day, the Champions League guy who's going to be doing the final, the referee who's going to be doing the final, and did the World Cup final whenever it was, right? He was speaking at a far right, racist, anti-Semitic, rally, like a couple years ago. Now they're talking about,
Now they've suspended him, no?
Now they suspended him, yeah. But prior to that, though,
They didn't know.
yeah, I know. But like, do you feel as though that's spilling into his work?
It could
You're
do.
discriminating when you do with racism and stuff like that. Your discrimination is always going to spill over. Even the scenario that you gave, saying if they're racist online, but they're never racist at school, whatever. Like, they're not going to be openly racist or do anything bad to these kids, yeah. But their discrimination,
They might.
when
it comes to
They
marketing
might do.
things,
They might do.
Well, see, there we go. But I'm just saying that their discrimination is going to they're going to favour the white kids, and even if it's not even in anything too egregious or crazy ways, it's just still a little bit, and it's still you get what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
when you start piping
Even the
up,
ref.
go to the principal. When the other one, it's okay.
Do you feel me?
100%.
It's always going to spill over. You can't. So that referee, there's certain times when like
Certain
if it was like black on black
decisions, yeah.
tackles, you might have let it fly, but let the black dude tackle the white man. Yellow card. You get me? Trust me.
Yeah, it's true. Okay, so basically, no matter what, to some degree, it's gonna spill into what we're doing.
Well, you said it.
If it's hate,
No,
if-
me
I think
asking.
if it's hate that's in your heart, towards any kind of demographic, I think at some point that's going to spill over when you butt the demographic.
Yeah.
Does
So
it have
whether
to be
it's
hate, though?
if it's race, any time of yes, because when it comes to that, if it's race, even if it's sexuality and homophobia and stuff like that, because they're not gonna like the kids in there that they come around that are homosexual, they're gonna feel different towards them or treat them like. So I think if you've got anything like that in you, it will spill over whether you realize it or
it'll
not.
spill over, because if you've got a racist teacher, a white racist teacher, he's definitely going to favour his white students. Whether or not he's blatant or direct or not, in some way or the other, he's going to favour the white kids, whether it's marking, whether it's whatever, giving them grace when they're messing around, detention, whatever. He's going to favour the white kids.
Okay, so you guys, the reason why I stopped you and said, is it only hate, is does that also apply to favouring people? So you don't hate nobody, but you favour a particular thing.
Yeah, but when you favour people, then you automatically now unfavour someone else. So you give that person more grace. So favour, it's like a, look, you know what I mean?
I don't think so.
I think so.
Because
Especially in a classroom environment. with kids.
So if you
Yeah, man. You could always tell the ones the teachers
Yeah,
like.
you
man.
could tell teachers' favorite, especially
Yeah.
especially if you're racist or you have certain
Biases.
prejudice. Yeah, biases.
because obviously I don't want us to go off on this particular tangent, but pro-black don't mean anti-white. You know what I'm saying?
You don't, but you favour black.
Yes, exactly. So what I'm trying to say is, does that also spill into the classroom? Because the hatred for blacks or whites will spill into the classroom, you guys are saying.
But the people you favour, you may treat them better.
Okay, cool. All right.
Yeah. So therefore, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, so
cool.
yeah.
So I'm glad everyone said this, right? So let's go around the other side now. See it from another angle. This person.
Every time you mention you're switching angles, my head goes somewhere else.
Do you know what? So does mine. There was something he said the first time, and I said, okay. But I didn't want to say anything.
Now let's get back to this particular video clip, right? Now, like I was saying, you guys are saying that personal views will seep into the classroom. This person, I believe anyway, is a transgender teacher, right? Their personal views are going to be different to what is the common thing in society now, right? At least as it stands anyway.
No, we didn't say personal views will seep into. If you're talking about racism, that's different. If you're talking about it's different. So you have to kind of like specify.
No, but no. It's still personal views though. Like you may be talking about the intensity of a particular view, right? But it's still personal views.
Yeah, but they spill over and they present themselves in different ways. So
100%, yeah.
if you're a racist, you're white racist, for example, you can obviously show your racism in the classroom in terms of the way you treat white kids and black kids.
Yeah.
If you're transgender and you're teaching, to me, it also comes down to the subject you're teaching. If there's no scope or room for you to spread your rhetoric in this environment, then how can you do it? So if you're transgender and you're teaching maths, for example, what is the scenario where they are spewing their personal views, unless it's outside of the curriculum?
Then I could ask you the same thing. What if you're racist and you're teaching maths?
Grading, treating kids a certain way in regards to their behavior, for example.
So not the actual teaching, because that
Yeah, but
applies to any
I'm not
subject.
talking about just teaching. I'm talking about how you treat the kids in the classroom.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I agree with you when you're saying that, but you
Yeah, but
kinda make it
what I'm
specific to the
trying
class.
to ascertain is how does a transgender treat kids in a certain way?
This is what we'll get to. But
Right.
I'm basically just trying to say that when it came to the favouring or the hatred of a particular group, right,
Yeah.
we're saying it will seep into
Yeah, because
into the
racism
class.
is spewed with hatred. I'm trying to ascertain how.
You're linking it too soon. You're linking it too
All right,
soon.
well, what?
I'm
go
basically
then.
just trying to say like personal views will seep in. So, for example, there are many people out there who don't like. We see it on the news anyway, especially I believe last year when they started teaching different things in sex education and things of that nature, right? And parents didn't like what their kids were being shown, and they opted to take their kids out of the classroom and things of that nature. With an openly transgender teacher teaching, right? Surely the personal views, which is that they believe transgender people, whatever it is, right, it's a legitimate gender, this, that, and the third, and that now everybody else is cisgenders and those other stuff that we never knew like 5-10 years ago. If you as a parent didn't or don't subscribe to this, right, and you don't your kids being taught this, you kind of don't have a choice if your teacher is a transgender person because they wear it on their person. It's them. And so, like you guys are saying, it will seep into the class. Even if you're not saying it verbatim, I see you every single day, right? And you're going to treat me in a particular way because now things are different to you. If somebody's in the class and you identify that person as being a transgender person, so for example, they're a girl and they were a girl and they become a transgender boy now. I'm not saying like you're going to go over like above and beyond and start allowing them to use male toilets. I'm not saying all that, but like there'll be something different about how you treat that particular person
don't really
because
agree.
of your experiences.
I don't really see it that way, to be fair.
Why is it
No,
different?
with transgender, I'm probably more thinking to the questions my child might have off the back of it, really.
The what, sorry? Say again?
The questions my child might have
Okay.
off the back of it. Oh, Daddy, why is teacher he's a man, but he's wearing a dress, whatever. My mind would be more so to what my kids will ask me off the back of having a teacher, not what the teacher would do or say to my kids, to be fair. I don't see what they could say or what they could do.
Okay. What about you guys?
I think it used to be like that when homosexuals started teaching gay people, and children had questions too, because certain camp gays were acting a way in which they weren't familiar with, and they had questions too. But look at us now.
Look at us.
Look at us.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
So okay, so if for example, like I said, these teachers don't want these parents don't want their kids in the classroom. Do you feel like they have a right to take their kids out of the classroom? And if they do you feel like they're being bad to that transgender teacher?
So, okay. I thought she was just a lesbian thing.
I'm not too sure. I'm just saying a transgender.
The video.
You thought she was a lesbian?
Yeah. That's why I was a bit. I thought she was saying they was being homophobic, basically. Well, she kind of is, isn't it?
I'm not. Who is that person in the video? I'm not sure.
Should we play again?
What, to see if she...
No. Just so that we get the context again.
No, not the context. He's trying to ascertain whether or not.
Yeah, I didn't know it was. Initially, when I first watched it, I didn't realize it was.
Transgender.
Yeah, like a trans issue. I thought she was talking about homophobia and stuff like that because I thought it was just a lesbian woman.
Oh.
No, it wouldn't be a lesbian woman because it was.
Huh?
No, it wouldn't be a lesbian.
Why? What?
It doesn't matter. Let's just say it's transgender. Let's just say it's transgender.
But would it be obvious what I mean by that?
Yeah, I'm confused now. I'm just saying in the initial video I didn't think that's what the problem was. So, are you saying that the parents are when they said it's the same as seeing a black teacher? Don't you agree?
I'll come back to that. I'll come back to that.
What? Why?
No, only because
It's a different question.
yeah, no, only because I'm following a particular train of thingy.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
He's
So-
producting.
So do you guys feel like it's
What did
discrimination?
you just say?
He's productive.
Producers
No, it is
producting.
discrimination. if you take your kid out of a class,
You said this before, and I didn't correct you.
Yeah, but
I think
and
you
whose
just
fault is
made it
that?
up, right?
Yeah, of course I did.
Okay, all right.
His fault. You should have. If you wanted, you should have nipped in the bud.
The fact you said it a second time, I'm thinking, did you make it up, or do you not know that's not it?
No, I made it up. It
Alright.
sounds sick. A producer producting. What? Sounds lit. So you were thinking? Oh, you were thinking?
Oh, okay. So I was basically saying, is that discrimination? Firstly, do they have a right to take the kids out of the class? And if they do, is that a bad thing? Is that discrimination?
the parents
I
have
think
the
they should
right.
have a right to it.
But
Yeah,
it is
discrimination, isn't
it
it?
is discrimination for sure.
I don't know, I don't think parents have a right to be taking kids out whatever classes they feel like. Just because you don't like the teacher, excuse me, then you homeschool your child. I feel like kids shouldn't be taken out of class if that teacher is not helping that child further education, or if the teacher is causing some form of harm to the child.
It's what
I don't think
Manuel's
you should
talking
get to
about.
do that.
It's the teachings, isn't it? So it doesn't matter what lesson that they're teaching. When their child has that interaction and they have them questions, that teacher's going to talk from a certain standpoint. Now, whether the parent's right or wrong, if the parent doesn't agree with that stuff, that's not what I want to think my kid in it. So it doesn't matter whether it's maths, science, or whatever. I understand you have these interactions every day. Childs are inquisitive. You are going to have your own interactions and you're going to have your own conversations, and then you are going to speak from a certain rhetoric that I don't agree with and I don't want to push on my child. So I'm going to take my child out of this situation. That's what it is.
But that's the thing, though. So I feel like to solve that issue is that teachers should not be giving their personal opinions and beliefs and additions into the curriculum in the first place.
Yeah, but no,
I feel like if the teacher's teaching the curriculum, period, because that one wasn't I don't know what that
Yeah,
situation
but then what
was.
happens when a kid sits down and this ain't because you have teachers that are around. What happens when the kid sits them down and says, "Yo, why does man have to call you a man when I think you're a gal?"
Yeah.
And then the teachers has to sit down and break down to them that no.
The teacher say, because I'm transgender.
Yeah, but you can't just do it. You have. What do you? They don't.
I
You
cannot
have
do-
to
no, because-
explain. They're gonna have. She's gonna explain
No,
and
but I'm
to her know there's
transgender
all
and-
types of people in this world. There's all types of things.
No.
She's gonna have to explain.
I think
They
there's
don't
a way
have to
the
go
teacher
into
can
great
go around
detail,
it.
but
no, but you
obviously-
will just on a human
No,
level. You will.
No,
I
I said-
think there's
I
a way
said-
the teacher can go around it. I think, sorry. The teacher can say, I'm transgender, and if you want to know what that means, speak to your parents or get your parents to call me. And then the parents can call and be like, and you can say, are you comfortable with me explaining to your child what this is, blah, blah, and we go that way. Your kids, do not just see things in school. They're going to go out into the real world and they're going to see hella transgender people. They're going to see people that look different to them. They're going to see people of different races and wherever it is. And then their school is the place to learn. So really, if you're not having the conversations you need to be having with your kids at home, someone needs to do it. People love to do the whole, let the teachers teach them. People love to hand off their kids and give teachers to teach them everything. But when it comes to certain things now, you don't want your kids to get taught by teachers for that. Even though you guys depend on teachers way too much. I don't feel like there should be a case where parents can just pluck out their kids from whatever classes they want. I feel like that opens the floodgates to nonsense, because really and truly, it can be maths, it can be science, and the teacher's black, and a white parent says, I don't want that person teaching. Where do we know how to stop this?
Yeah, but it's not
how
just,
do we then stop this?
It's not just that. It sounds like that. It sounds like that because this is the topic that we're using. Yeah, but it could be anything. It could be Iman being the teacher and a black parent there, and Iman's on his Farrakhan stuff.
But this is it,
You
though.
get what I'm trying to say? And the man and the teacher, the parents saying like, I need to take my kid. And this is black on black. I need to take my kid out of this class because what this man's on, I'm not on.
But that's what I said. But that's why I said I feel like the only reasons why a student should be pulled out of a class is if the teacher is not is causing harm, and that can be in you inciting some form of ideology on the kids, or if the child is not progressing the way they should be education wise. However, this teacher spreading this or whatever is easily curbed. You are a teacher, teach the curriculum. Don't bring your personal opinions into stuff. It's so easy.
Yeah.
It's just that.
But it's...
No, but the thing is, that is the crux of the matter, isn't it? You're an adult, you're a teacher. You don't have to spew your rhetoric. Don't do it. That's first and foremost, isn't it?
Our teachers, all your teachers that you grew up with, any of the ones that actually even cared enough to talk about you. Because some of them just walked in, clocked in, and just pricks, clocked out, whatever. Yeah. Any of them that even cared enough to have an interaction with you, yeah, you know who these people are.
Yes. Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with that. We're talking about if it's negative, for example. There's nothing wrong with knowing who your teacher is, right?
No,
but there's an issue.
We're not saying that the negative message, that the message is negative. Yeah? That's not really the standpoint that I'm coming from. Yeah?
Okay.
I'm speaking to the people who believe it is.
Okay.
You know what I'm trying to say? So we don't think like that. That's fine. But the parents, yeah, who believe it is, what about them then? Because we think it's cool, so you could understand it, innit? But a parent who just can't get his mind around it and does not want his child around this kind of rhetoric around, what about them?
What do you mean, what about them?
How they feel? Are they called? They're the ones that want to take their kids out of it and stuff like that, innit?
Yeah, but to answer his question, I said that they have the right to as a parent, but they are being discriminatory. Okay. So it is what it is.
I'm great. How are you?
But to me, I'm looking at it from two different angles. I'm looking at it from a standpoint of, does this teacher have something to teach outside of the curriculum, or is it more so about how the way they're treating my child? So if you're a racist, to me, that more so speaks to the treatment. If you're pro-black and you're teaching history and you want to go into your pro-black bag, that's more about what you're teaching. I don't see that as detrimental, right? So it's about coming into classroom and being who you are and giving a bit of extra of your person. For example, I might be a Muslim teacher and I wear a robe, I wear a hat, whatever, and the kids are asking me questions at the back of that, right? I'm teaching. If I'm prejudiced, that's a whole different conversation to me, because that speaks to how you're going to treat my child as opposed to what you're teaching them, right? I don't mind you teaching my child something extra outside their curriculum, as long as it's positive and it's it works. But if you're treating my child badly because of your worldly views, that's a problem.
So I hear what you're saying, but I just want to ask a quick question. Yeah, do you feel like if I'm a Muslim teacher, right, and like you said, I'm wearing a throbe, everything, right? Yeah. And someone's like, sir, like, why do you wear this? Like, tell me a bit about so and so. And I'm like, like, we're similar to Christianity, we're similar to Judaism, guys, but this and the third. Yeah. But we believe in one God. Yeah. And His proper name is Allah. Yeah. Right. At what point is that just me giving information or teaching something? Because if I'm telling you, right, the classroom, let's just say it's secondary school, 15-year-olds, right, that His proper name is Allah, right? Yeah. What am I kind of saying about the other belief systems?
Yeah, but you're forgetting, I'm Muslim and I grew up in a school and I learned about Christianity, I learned about Hinduism, I learned about everything. Yeah. At a young age, so I wasn't confused on anything.
No, but it's more so me now. The difference is it's more so me now saying that I believe.
Yeah, but you're forgetting, I'm going to mosque and I'm hearing that Allah is the only God, but I'm also going to school and learning about Christianity. So.
But you're Muslim though, innit? Yeah. So I'm basically saying somebody else who's not Muslim, who's asking me, who doesn't know.
But Christian. Yeah, but that doesn't make the difference because I'm not Christian. So I could be inquisitive about Christianity.
Yeah.
And ask the same question that the other kids ask.
100%. Okay, let's use that then. So let's just say I'm a Christian guy, right?
Yeah.
Devout, this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
And I see, we believe that Jesus Christ is the only way to God.
Yeah.
Right? Am I pushing my belief system? Could you be potentially
Yeah,
offended?
but that doesn't matter because I've heard that my whole life.
So you're
But you know what it is though? But you know what it is though? The thing is,
I'm sorry. I think it's speaking to say that if your parents, wouldn't want you to be in that environment with all this Christianity and them wanted to take you back, regardless of what you hear and very rare.
Yeah.
It would be if your parents had a problem with it.
Yeah,
that's what it
I've
really
said
is.
from the beginning that I feel like the parents have the right to take them out.
Yeah. But I think for me, that is in that scenario, a parent does have a right to take out that class because you're teaching whatever the religions.
Yeah.
You don't need to be pushing that's you pushing your personal agenda. That's you adding your personal opinions or personal. That's you adding your personal beliefs to the curriculum. That is not in the curriculum.
Because what's the difference between
You
me?
teach them different.
Yeah, for example, I've been to the church before.
Yeah.
Where my family introduced me as a Muslim, and the pastor's coming up to me. He's pushing his rhetoric on me. Should he lose his job?
As a pastor?
No, but he's a church.
No, what I mean is, I've gone to the mosque. Sorry, I've gone to the church as a Muslim, where the pastor knows I'm a Muslim.
Yeah.
I've gone with my Christian family,
Yeah.
and they've spewed their speech on me.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So the same thing can happen in the school. What I'm saying is, I don't feel like that's detrimental. It's not like I left the church like, oh my God, I'm so confused. Like I'm allowed to take in information. I'm learning.
Yeah.
I'm learning. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
I get what you mean, but
that's very different because you're going into the house of God, like from a Christian's perspective.
Yeah, but
he's meant to be teaching you that.
Yeah, and if I go to an RE class, he's meant to be teaching me about religion.
Yes,
religions. That's the thing,
exactly.
but not
my
pushing
personal
just
belief.
his personal beliefs.
No, I hear that, but what I'm saying is, I wouldn't mind.
That's,
but I think
that's your own.
I think
because of how you grew
yeah.
up and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I wouldn't want being objective.
Yeah.
I don't think that's part of the curriculum. I don't think a teacher should be doing that.
But this is what I'm trying to say.
And you will face disciplinary for that.
But this is what I'm trying to say. I feel as though teachers do that all the time.
And it's wrong though. That's the thing. So that's the issue. I feel like before we get to issues B, C, and D, issues A is teachers throwing in their personal opinions and beliefs. And this is what we need to curb. Once we stop A, we don't need to be getting to B, C, and D. It saves everybody time. This is what the budget needs to be focused on.
Yeah.
Issue A, which is that teach the curriculum and leave it at that. If a student wants to talk about something more or whatever, obviously depending on what age they're, if they're in sixth form, they've got independence to talk to you about that, whatever. If it's a kid in primary school or whatever, they can say to them, do not get your mum to ring me and I can speak to her and see if I can tell you more about that. That's how it needs to be. But I don't feel like parents should be able to pull their kids, because when that guy said,
people champion teachers that go extra though and do more than the curriculum. It's just always when it's something that
you don't
like that you don't like when it's a problem. When it's something that you align with and that you think you benefit, you're saying that's a good teacher. That's something that you look at, someone that can challenge your kid and make them question things and teach them things that's not in different things. Just saying it's a good thing. But so it's just because it doesn't. So everybody's just selfish.
That's what I'm saying.
Because it just doesn't align with your thing.
There's a difference between making kids question things and making them think outside of what's been written in the textbook and passing on your personal rhetoric.
Someone who's open and thinks that there's 600 genders in these things is going to think that trans teacher is the coldest teacher in the world and saying, yes. Push it, tell them on a non-binary, all this. Do it. They're gonna say this is the craziest. This is what it's supposed to be. And somebody else who doesn't align with it is gonna say, shut all that down. And go problem A. Just do the curriculum.
Yeah.
You get me? So it's just.
Personally, I feel like the curriculum should be done for everything. Even as a Christian, if a tutor was teaching RE, I don't want the teacher telling other students, even though my child will be Christian, that this is it. If you don't do this, you're gonna I don't think it's right. I feel like if you're in school, for me, all these things, I believe teachers have their roles in school, and I believe parents have their roles in the home. And I also believe that I don't feel like it should start start crossing. The boundaries shouldn't start the lines shouldn't start getting blurred. And for me, when you start pushing your personal opinions and whatever it is, whether it's something that I agree with or I don't agree with, I still don't think it's right. And that's my issue.
What's a personal opinion? If a kid said to the teacher, there's only two genders, man and woman, boy and girl, and the teacher said, no, actually, there is 60 genders or however many, I don't know what they say. Yeah. Is that personal opinion?
Is
or
it in the
that...
textbook that there's 60 genders?
No.
There is now. There probably is. If it's in a textbook that there's 60 genders, then you can let them know there's 60 genders. If it's in a textbook that there's only 2 genders, then it's not for you to start telling my kids about the other 58. Or you'd be like, do you know what? That's an interesting question. Some scientists are looking into it. That's it. You leave it there, or that's it. But if whatever's in the textbook is what I want to see. If you're going to be drawing from outside knowledge, that will be stuff that will further help them when they get to that AQA exam. That's the only things I want the additional things to come into it. Because we don't need to be doing all of these things.
I feel as though it's easier said than done. Because I feel like every teacher like has their biases or whatever, or their personal belief systems. And when you ask a particular question, they're going to say it to some degree. And personally, I don't think there's anything wrong with a Christian teacher saying, I believe Jesus Christ is God and he's the only way to the Father, this and the third. That's his personal thingy.
I think that's horrible.
Even though the person asked.
I've had atheist teachers teach RE, you know, and you wouldn't have known a damn thing. You wouldn't have known.
That's what I'm saying.
Because again, because they were professional.
Yeah.
You putting your personal opinions in there, it's not a professional thing, and this is what it is. It's about code of conduct. But you're not acting.
It's not me saying that this person is coming in and doing this. It's somebody asking that teacher, oh, sir, miss, like, are you so and so? What does that mean?
But even as a teacher as well, there's lines that should not be crossed with your students. So your students should not know certain things about you personally. There's teachers that obviously you get friendly with, and you know their man and whatever. Like one of my sociology teachers, we had a Jamaican man, and do you know what I mean? But that was because we were in sixth form and we were friendly with her and we would talk about life with her. Yeah. That was different. But ideally, your students should not be knowing what it is that you get up to when you leave here. So me knowing what you do on a Sunday or a Friday or Saturday, wherever it is that you worship, they should not be knowing that. And again, teachers can just make that clear of, you know what, that's personal. I don't want to share that with you, or I can't share that with you, and that's it. Yeah, Miss, what religion are you? That's personal. I'm a Christian. Oh, really? Why are you a Christian? I can't share that with you. That's personal. That's it. That's it. Cool. That's where it ends.
I think that's a good standard to have, though. But I feel like then we get into trouble because, like, even if you don't know about my Christianity or you don't know about my Islam or whatever it may be, right? I can keep that from you. But for example, just using the other person's perspective, right? If you're a transgender, for example, or you identify as a lizard or whatever it may be, right? We've seen this before, right? And you're coming into the classroom, right? Besides the fact people are going to ask you these questions, it's almost like you're personifying your viewpoint. And so these kids are going to be exposed to it, whether you like it or not. And that's why I'm asking the question, should that person also be allowed to teach?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They should be.
Yes, because
even though they're saying what they believe.
Because your kids are going to expose that when they go on the bus with you, on the train with you, wherever they go.
But they'll be exposed to racists when they go to a football game. They'll be exposed to, like, that can't be the answer,
No,
surely.
What do you mean? Because you can be a racist and I can be in a room with a racist and not know he's a racist.
Yeah, but you can be in a room with a racist and know it's a racist.
Yeah, but I can...
Do you get where I'm coming from?
No.
But what you're doing, Emmanuel, is comparing like a racist person to a transgender.
Yeah, it's not a good comparison because
I believe it's you're letting your bias like seep in here.
I'm not gonna lie, your bias is on Front Street right now, right? I can be in a room with a white man. Just because he's white doesn't mean that he's racist, right? But if I'm in a room with a transgender, physically I can see you're transgender. So what are we talking about here?
Maybe you guys are missing my point. But if that's the case, then fine. All I'm basically saying is, because I think Mugs is getting what I'm saying. I'm basically just trying to say, at the end of the day.
I don't know why you're trying to latch on to Mugs.
No, because Mugs was saying everything I was saying. Why am I hearing?
No, I think I get what you...
Go on, shoot. Shoot. Let's have a conversation.
I don't know if obviously this is not his
He's basically saying that
personal views, isn't it?
I believe he's basically saying that transgenders shouldn't be allowed to be teachers.
That's not what he's
I don't know why you're getting that.
That's what it sounds like you're getting.
Okay, Mugs will explain better.
People have different graps with different things in here. So the man with the Islamic thing or whatever, racism, they can do that stuff in their spare time, yeah, and keep it away from the students, innit? So not necessarily like spill over to it, innit? Like so like the parents and stuff like might not even know it. So the parents who's got problems with that stuff, they don't even know. It's not about him. The parents, who don't want their kids, with transgender teachings and all them kind of things and don't want them getting that kind of rhetoric and that kind of information. There's the parents who don't want that, What he's saying is those teachers, are not going to be able to not put their things into that class, yeah, because it's not about what they're doing in their spare time. They are transgender.
Yeah, and I've heard that.
So what he's saying is, in their parents' mindset, you're not going to be able to not put your ideologies and your things onto my child because this is who you are, innit?
I understand that as well.
So that's the point that he's making. He's not saying transgender. He's saying, so if that's the case, do you understand why you're saying that maybe they shouldn't be able to teach then? Not for you, for the parents, who don't want that. Who don't want that.
Yeah, but you've already asked me that question. I said, yeah, I feel like the parents have the right to take their kids up. They want to.
Question, Emmanuel, because I don't think you've done anything other than highlight what Emmanuel asked. I understand what he's asked.
You just basically summarize what he's asking.
Yeah, but you're moving.
Let me continue.
Okay, go on.
So Emmanuel,
Yeah.
is a gay guy able to remove his ideologies from his person? A camp gay guy.
I personally believe, that a lot in most situations, right, you can be whatever you are and teach something completely different. That's what I think. So I didn't necessarily agree with everybody before about how everything's going to seep into the classroom. You know what I'm saying? But everyone kind of believed that it would. So this is why I'm asking, if you have a problem with certain things seeping into the classroom, and this particular person is wearing what they believe, and that is obviously going to seep into the classroom. Why is it you're okay with this particular thing?
Because it depends.
Wait.
Hear me out.
That's where the problem is.
Wait. But it depends what you have an issue with.
Finished with Emmanuel.
One second, please, Brent.
I haven't finished with
I
Emmanuel.
know, but can I just say one thing?
No, because he hasn't answered the question.
Okay.
He hasn't answered the question.
All right,
Can't move on.
go off. I'm not
Emmanuel.
moving on. I'm talking to what you just said.
If these parents are removing the child or their children from this transgender's classroom because they are wearing their personal ideologies on their person, right? Would you see it the same as if they remove their children from the classroom from a gay guy being the teacher?
You would have to.
I guess so, yeah.
Do you see it as the same?
Yeah, it's the same.
All right.
What's that mean?
Well, if you see it as the same, do you agree with it?
Do I agree with what?
Do you agree with them removing their children from a classroom that a gay guy is teaching?
If the gay guy is teaching the curriculum and he's a good teacher, why are you removing
All
him
right.
from the classroom?
So essentially, this particular question you're asking us, you agree that this particular person removing a child from his transgender classroom is wrong.
No, but Brent,
if the transgender is able to stick to
fine.
curriculum,
Okay, yeah, all right.
I just need you to hear what you believe.
Okay,
because
fine.
the people in the chat may feel like you're doing something else. Do you understand?
Okay, cool.
All right.
Okay, thank you, Brent, for bringing it back. That's not what I'm trying to say. This is why, again, Margs was saying, it's not about me. It's about the the parents who believe this. This is why the guy in the
sorry to
clip
cut
said
you,
that.
but that's why I asked you earlier, and you said you don't want to get there yet, and you still ain't got there.
Oh, sorry, go on.
Because then now you can do a thing. Is it the same as someone taking a child out because the teacher's black?
Okay, yeah, it's the same.
And that's wrong.
It's wrong. It's very wrong. But again, it's not about me, innit? Obviously, my opinion is, what you just asked me. But again, this is why I played the clip, because the guy was basically saying, as a parent who doesn't necessarily want their kids exposed to certain things, right? They should have the right to do it. But the teacher's basically saying, no, you shouldn't have the right to do it because that's wrong towards me. Do you get where I'm coming from?
Yeah, but then when you hold the mirror up, it's like that point that they made was fair, innit? Like, because you are within your rights to believe whatever you want to believe, innit? So when I ask you if the parent's black, would you think it's right or to do the same thing? You say no. Then that means that's showing you. So you just don't have the same beliefs as racists, but you're doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. All right, guys. Anybody else want that time?
Where is Stacey Furious, Emmanuel?
I have no idea. Oh, she's saying please play the video.
What's in the video?
I don't know. I guess we missed something.
Do you want to find out what's in the video?
Yeah.
What video?
is this?
In the video box already.
Let's see if he adds anything worthwhile.
Oh, what, with my man when he lands afterwards?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that part.
To know, like, do you not think that is okay or they're right to withdraw when they see you? Because ultimately, you're probably an excellent educator.
I appreciate that.
I have no doubt about that. But I think we get into muddy waters when we start trying to take that choice away from the parent.
Do I think that it is okay for a parent to see me and go, not around my kid? No, I don't think that's okay. I feel like that's really crossing the line because you are, for lack of better words, discriminating against me openly. That's like seeing a black teacher and being like, there's no way. It is the same. It is the same.
It's not the same, and here's why. You can't control what color your skin is, but you can control if you decide to put on makeup or not in the morning. Secondly, ideologies can be discriminated against. We do it all the time. If we saw somebody that was wearing a Ku Klux Klan mask and teaching children, we would say, we don't want that ideology being taught to our kids. In the same way, if you as a man are dressing up, wearing makeup, and teaching our children, you're teaching them that that's okay. And I don't believe that it's okay. And it's not your job as a teacher to push your ideology onto children. It's the parents' job to put their ideology into children.
Sometimes with school choice, it gets a little bit tricky, right? I had my first class had the first day.
Yeah, Stacey, I don't understand. Like,
I don't know.
help. Can you help her, please?
I don't think she was focusing on what the other guy was saying. You know, I think maybe she just wanted the main clip to be shown again. But I don't know, innit?
But she said play the end.
Oh, that's what she said, the end?
Yeah, maybe
Oh, okay,
maybe
cool.
it was the fact that she didn't like that person was comparing it to black teacher, black teacher,
Yeah.
maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know. But it just shows that whatever it is that we don't agree with, we would rather it wasn't put in front of our children. But like I used the example before, Stacey's calling. Like I used the example before, I mean, this was the same with gay teachers before. And now it's commonplace, yeah. Hello, Stacey.
Morning.
Morning,
Okay,
morning.
y'all, I'll be quick. I just want to clarify why I was stressing that you should play the last part of the video, because you did mention something about ideologies and parents having control over what ideologies their kids should be exposed to. First and foremost, to answer the actual question, like that, Iman brought up, I don't think anyone being trans is a reason they shouldn't teach. Like, by all means, pursue your career. But specifically, like the question that was brought up in the video was the parents' right to choose whether their children should be in that classroom. Is it discriminatory? Call a spade a spade. Yes, it is. But not discriminatory based on how we normally digest what discriminatory is. It's discriminatory based on, like the guy was saying, ideology. If I don't want my child, and y'all brought up a good point in the top when you were discussing today about this particular case being different because you are presenting and wearing as your ideology versus it wouldn't be the same if, say, a gay man, because you can't identify a gay man from looking at him. So in that particular case, I would see why it would be weird for a parent to take their child out of a class taught by a gay man. They're not going around, expressing to the kids, I'm gay and you should be gay. No. This is an instance where a child is going to see someone who they're viewing as a man who is now a transgender woman, and they're going to ask questions, which in the parent's mind, they're going to be like, maybe I don't want my kid to get curious about that. And the question that they were asking in the video was, is that the parent's jurisdiction and are they wrong for doing so? My personal belief, I think it's up to the parent. Is it right? Probably not. I think the kid's going to be exposed to it regardless, but you have to understand the difference in like how people are teaching ideologies here. And it's not the same as you discriminating against whether somebody is black, specifically for the point that man, expressed. You don't get to choose whether or not you're black. You get to choose whether or not to present as whatever the case may be. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Stacey. And to be honest, the woman, the transgender woman, the new gen, that said what she said in the panel talk,
I think that was a man. I think that's a man.
I believe that when
There's a transgender man could get it right.
What?
I believe there was a transgender man.
Was a transgender woman?
No, woman.
A woman.
We're in the panel.
Yeah. But that even looked like a woman.
As in she wants to be a woman, not a man.
Who wants to be a woman?
The teacher.
He was wearing a shirt and thing.
No, he's just using the wrong terms.
Come on, man.
It's
Just clean.
So what?
If it's a man,
Somebody in the chat said it's not an ideology to exist. That's not what anybody is saying. But
Sorry, Stacey, there's two conversations happening right now. Sorry.
Stacey, one sec.
Yeah, but that's not. That wasn't that, was it?
I thought it was a transgender man.
That's a woman identifying as a man.
Yeah, I thought that's what I thought.
Are you so
Oh, is
crazy?
it? I thought it was a...
I thought I was a transgender woman.
Alright, let's just say.
I thought it was a woman.
All right, let's just move on. It doesn't matter.
Sorry, Stacey. Go on, babes.
Because the hair was
I
short.
didn't hear anything that y'all said. My bad. I was saying somebody in the chat had said it's not an ideology to exist, and I just wanted to be clear. No, an ideology is a belief, and if a parent doesn't believe that anybody should be trans or doesn't believe that it's appropriate for a man to be feminine presenting, that is their belief, which is where the ideology terminology, comes in. But anyway, that's my own.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for your.
Would you take your child out of a... Just a quick roundup for everyone so we could just think. Would you take your child out of a class if the teacher was trans?
No.
You, Brent?
You?
No.
You, E-Man?
I would if you know those videos that you're seeing around where you're seeing the cross dressers like they're half naked and they're dancing and stuff.
Oh.
That's not allowed anyway. That's not school uniform.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but we didn't go around the room. Just ask Yusuf and Brent. What's it about? Right now?
Oh, no, I answered already, didn't I?
What did you say?
I said no.
No, innit?
I don't believe you. Esther?
No, I wouldn't.
Good. How about you, Marks?
Me?
It depends on what.
Like, I wouldn't even know, man. Basically, yeah, because obviously there's different like levels. I don't know, because a trans person feels like some are a bit different to like a man that looked like he was a crossdresser or something.
You see how it says male teacher wears makeup?
Yeah.
That's the caption. Just transgender woman.
So it's a woman.
What do you mean?
It's a man trying to
She
be a woman.
was
innit?
male,
Yes.
which is a woman now.
So why is he wearing a shirt and thing?
That's
Because that's
you've seen
that's
women wear
smart.
that before. Don't go like that. That's
that's
a
Theresa
man's
May's
thing.
dress.
Hold on.
Because that's work outfit.
So why is he still dressing as a man?
Teacher
No,
wears
it's not just
makeup
transgender, that's
like
how
a
you
girl.
dress at office.
That doesn't mean that he's
That's
transgender,
suit
though.
wear.
No,
That's
but
formal wear.
she's actually saying that she is.
Oh, she's saying, okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, I thought you put on the suit to be the man. I thought you wanted to be...
No, because that's how you people dress in offices and
It's like
stuff.
a pantsuit stuff.
It's a
isn't it?
pantsuit.
Yeah.
No one was dressed in the power. What are you talking about?
Yes,
Mayor lady,
exactly.
senator.
Oh, all right. Oh.
It would be interesting to know why it is that parents would want to take the kids out though. Because you live in sorry, go on.
No, I was just gonna say, you see, we're adults in here, right? And half of us
so.
didn't know what we were seeing. You know what I'm saying? Like
No,
kids.
don't go
That's
like
neither.
that.
I
no.
don't know what.
was saying.
I thought
That
I
ain't
knew
what
I was
you
saying.
think it
Y'all were
is.
confusing me with your opinions. I thought I was right.
That's not. I don't know where you think you're taking that point, but it's not what you think it's going to be. Nah, you're like the one in the video. You thought you ate with that. No, you didn't. You did not. Not a day.
No, but
I
that
didn't mean anything.
speaks to my point though. That I'm going to be more intrigued about what my kids are going to ask me off the back of that, as opposed to what the teacher's going to teach or spew to my kids.
Do you know what I think is a positive as well? Yeah, because I think a lot of parents do the whole "I don't want you to tell my kids this." I would tell them at home, and they never do.
Yeah,
We see with sex education, parents never have this proper sex education they should with their kids at home, which leads to all sorts of nonsense. So I think situations like this forces parents to actually be parents. A lot of parents are parents, but when the kids start school, it's kind of like they feel like this is their break and the teacher can do all of it. Nah, this will force you to have those conversations. When your kid comes home and says, "Oh, why is Miss da, but this is the situation," now you got to sit down and be like, "Okay, this is what we live in." Because there's people who identify this way and there's this, and you have to have that conversation. Because you're going to have that conversation. I think not having the conversation and letting your kids know the reality of the world they live in is setting your kids up for failure. Because they might really want a job, and the person who's interviewing them is transgender, and because you've got your weird, your funny ideas or whatever, now your kids are at a disadvantage, and the world is only becoming more tolerable. So your kids are going to be at a disadvantage, unless you go nepotism their ass. But even then,
So
don't go that way.
I have a take, right?
Here we go.
As Stacey said, the original question was, should they be allowed to do it? Like, what happens if it is that they do?
Literally.
How are they punished, Emmanuel?
Sorry, say that again, bro.
How are they punished when it is they take the children out? Because you can do whatever you want because it's your child, right?
How is the teacher punished?
How is the parent punished? Because that was the question. Should you be allowed to take your children out if you don't believe in something that the teacher is purporting?
Should they be punished?
I'm asking you, how are they punished? You can take your child out and put them into a different school, right?
Yeah.
All right, then they should do that. They should be allowed to do that.
No, yeah, but people do that all the time, though.
Precisely. So
So why do they need to be punished?
when you asked, should they be allowed to take that? That's the question you asked, right?
Yeah.
How have you framed that question? When you say should they be allowed, what does that mean?
Wait, I'm
Is there
confused where you're
punishment
going.
attached to them taking the children out?
No, but if they're allowed to, then there wouldn't be a punishment. If you're not allowed to and you do it anyway, then that's where the punishment will come, right?
But what is the punishment?
But I don't know. Maybe a fine or something. Because you know how like now you have to take your kid to school, innit? Like if you just take them out excessively, right?
Yeah.
You get fined or something, isn't it? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe something like that. I guess.
Then if that's the case, then 100% they should be allowed to. And if it is that they're fine with the fine, then let them run.
I think that they'll contest the fines, though, wouldn't they? And say, why are you fining them for doing something that's their right?
Especially if it's not law and all that type of stuff, yeah, innit? But yeah. All of this stuff is all tricky though. You know what I'm saying? I think it's just important to kind of understand
trick
it.
me.
Sorry. I just think it's important to kind of see it from everyone's angle, so that at least that way, like everyone's kind of better informed about everything. You know what I'm saying? And then everyone makes a better decision.
I think this in particular is gonna go on for a while because of for me, it's one of the arguments is the erasure of what a woman is for women, right? And you have some women now fighting against other women. Don't you realize what's happening right now? Everything's changing. Our rights will be eroded, right? That I understand fully, right? And I'm surprised sometimes when it is I see so many particular types of women proper saying this is what it is I believe in, but not understanding how other women be like, yeah, I hear that, and I'm not a fan of discriminating against any other people. You can be whatever you want to be, but what it's doing is taking rights away from me. Yeah, I understand the argument. Do you understand? So 100% it's nuanced, and sometimes the nuance isn't seen. It's just mostly tribal, and it gets nasty very quickly. And that's when it is, I guess, other people jump in and say, "Oh, why can't you just let things be?" Like Fanan. Now, I could understand Fanan saying what he's saying, but I also have to ask Fanan, have you ever heard somebody talking about this particular thing in a manner in which it doesn't come across as that person wants harm to whoever wants to identify as whoever? Do you understand? And that sometimes frustrates me because there is a conversation here that needs to be had. But because there's so much nastiness going on around and people just think it's just one side against one side as opposed to there is nuance in the middle, everything gets lost. Yeah. And it just collapses into, all right, some people don't want to say anything because they might be tired with the particular brush and blah, 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 blah. Yeah. It's very, 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 very nuanced.
Yeah, everyone,
it ain't going away anytime soon.
Definitely not. Everyone can be whatever they want to be. But I definitely do have take an issue with the whole trying to erase that being a woman kind of thing. Remember when Adele got cooked for talking about she's so happy to be a woman who won this award? And they were like, oh, you can't say that. That I do not agree with. But again, yeah, it's a conversation we're going to have for a long ass time.
And sometimes I ask myself, should I care more than I care? Like sometimes when you ask me, because I'm thinking, I don't care about this.
Yeah.
I don't care about this.
Yeah, but
should I care more than I actually care?
No.
I hear you. I hear your opinion, Esther, because I know where you stand in it. But how about you, Emmanuel? Should I care? Margs, should I care about this?
Do you know what it is?
What about women losing the power?
The camera's even on you. That's so annoying.
Women are the ones in the forefront of this space anyway. They're the ones pushing it. So why are you going to be upset for them for?
Yeah, I think some women are.
Obviously, it's not all women, but it's women, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's it. So that's what the problem is. That's the rub. Women are the ones at the forefront of this place. Women are the ones that allow men into their space and then champion them and push them forward and ask for the equality for the men. Got to go through all them pains and struggles to fight for their own rights, and then now they're grabbing men and saying that to give men these rights for that they worked for as well. So you could be mad if you want, but a lot of it is women's doing without the cosign. And again, it's not all women. I know, like, because there's bare women who don't like whatever. But without the cosign, this movement wouldn't have worked. It's impossible. So yeah, you can care, but if the sick don't care, the doctor can't care, man.
And there's so many bad players in this particular movement, like so many. Because I don't think that women innately, some women don't. I don't think that some women innately don't see how their rights are being eroded. I believe that some of them are completely oblivious as to, like, one of the bad players saying, I'm seeing a lot of matriarchal movements and I don't like this. I'm seeing a lot of feminists getting, and I don't like this. So the biggest plan here is to have men now take up the spaces that women occupy. Do you understand?
Yeah, well, user
And
can
then
give.
we will come on here and report on stories of this man decided I'm not winning this swimming competition, so let me just switch it.
User will give
let me
men.
go into jail and let me go and rip this person.
No, but forget all that. They will give men, they will give men, put them on their pedestals and champion them and give men the title of the best woman in the world.
Where did you see that? You talk about
I don't know. I saw it somewhere.
yeah.
I've seen it. It's happened. You get me? So that's you're fighting a losing battle. Like if that from every standard, every metric, that's what you've gone and done and said the best woman in the world is a brother. It's your own.
Hey, Caitlin.
That's what you talk about. You talk about Caitlin?
Oh,
Nobody checking for her.
huh?
No one's checking for Caitlin.
This is what you've done.
Nah, man.
At the
Kim
time
will
she
be
got it,
president.
though.
No one, trust me, not a damn soul. Not even Kim and them are checking for Caitlyn. Nobody's checking for Caitlyn. That was a glitch in the system. No damn soul's checking for Caitlyn. When we found out Caitlyn just wanted to dress up in makeup.
Rebecca, I think it's bigger than homophobia, man.
What's homophobia?
So Rebecca is saying
This is exactly
we're
what I was
conflating it
thinking about,
with
Ren. Thank you.
homophobic views. Like us,
That what?
basically, homophobic views. I'm guessing, right?
Okay.
She's implying, correct me if I'm wrong, Rebecca, that the men that have a problem with transgender women are really displaying signs of homophobia.
I don't like that because sometimes people say as well, I've had it before, where it's like, because I said I wouldn't be with like a bisexual man, that's homophobia.
This is what people
It's
do.
not.
It's actually.
Well, I grew up
it's
with
nonsense.
spaces, that are gender assigned, There's female spaces, I've heard all kinds of rhetoric about why these things are important, I've never been that man, I have never done anything to women or anything like that, but I understand men are the dominant species and women are vulnerable. Men take advantage, do all these things. All these things happen. So we create spaces for our women to be safe and all these kind of things. This is the way I grew up now, And then now you want to tell me that I'm homophobic because you are allowing men in women's spaces. So you wanted that freedom to be safe and wanted to be in bathrooms and all that, But a man with a dick is allowed to walk in there with you lot and be in there and do whatever he's doing. Me questioning that, well, how's that around homophobia?
Why do you have to say dick like that?
No, but this is what happens though, and this is one of the things that annoys me because it's just a base level intelligence. You can't win the argument, so you just smear the other person with all types of nonsense. It's ridiculous. Why is that homophobia? Because you're asking a question. You've been used to it your entire life, and all of a sudden it's homophobia. It doesn't make no sense. Have a proper conversation. Bring proper points. Let's all learn something.
I mean,
That's simple.
The problem
I
is
get your point, but that don't count. I get what you're trying to say, but I think something being in existence and now we have a name for that doesn't take away what the name is.
And what it is,
it's
it's diminishing people's feelings, isn't it? Because there might be there's five women in a female toilet,
Yeah.
and a transgender woman walks in there, regardless of how they present. And in this day and age, you don't even have to. It's not even about how you present or whatever. It's just about how you feel. So it could look like a man, but feel like a woman and go in that space, And the truth is, 5 women in there, 3 of them women in that space could be openly enough and accepting open arms and say, it's cool. And 2 of the women in that space might feel uncomfortable and threatened and whatnot.
Yeah.
And this is speaking to the fact that you are saying them 2 women in that space's voice doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You get me? So then now, when man's starting to speak up, for the women who feel like that in that space or whatever, now man's telling man's homophobic. It's like, but
is that right?
I don't know.
Are you being disingenuous? Are you actually fighting for the right for women to have their rights? Are you protecting them?
I'm always protecting the girl.
I hear what you're saying right now.
Here
To
he
the cameras,
is.
like,
Talk your shit.
Where the horns been?
How you're framing this is as though, brother, you're fighting for their spaces to be kept safe.
I've always been. I'm the voice of the voiceless. It's not just for men; it's for women too. This is my story.
Period. He's a
This
feminist.
This is who I am. This is why I say the things I say. I'm the voice of the voiceless. I ain't scared.
Yeah, for real.
Come on, man.
And the thing is, bare people don't care about it till it's them. People have daughters and stuff. You're gonna go into. Why are people not thinking about something that's common sense?
Morning.
Mute that.
Let's go toilet, man.
Morning. Hello.
Yeah, can hear us in the background.
Morning, it's me again. Just a quick one. I went out on Saturday and there was a unisex toilet. And I hate unisex toilets. I'm a female. Hate unisex toilets. And I was with kids, little kids, female kids. And a man came in and he was like, oh, hold on. If this is a unisex toilet with little kids, I'm going. I'm not going to wee with little kids in there. It's disgusting. So I kept thinking that it's the majority of us, a majority of people that are okay with sharing toilets. I know this is not the main topic, but sharing toilets. But then I realized actually other people have the same problem. And as Esther was saying, it's not that you're homophobic or transphobic, but people have problems with even sharing toilets with an 8-year-old is going to share a toilet with a 50-year-old man. An 8-year-old female sharing a toilet with a 50-year-old man, but an 8-year-old might not be sharing a toilet with her dad, or her dad might not see her private parts. But by mistake, she can see a grown man's private parts.
That's
wild.
crazy.
Yeah, the toilets one is a.
Are we talking about sharing toilet with opposite sex or same sex?
Everybody.
Sharing toilet with opposite. It was a unisex toilet.
It's just one.
but
Come one,
obviously
come all.
kids are also there. So the man literally walked in and said, "If there are little girls there, I'm walking out."
Oh, little girls, you mean?
Yeah, that's awkward, man.
He said, I'll hold my wee. I was like, I don't like sharing toilets with men just because of hygiene. But he was like, I'm not sharing a toilet with little girls in the toilet.
Yeah, no,
Wait, who are you speaking to? It's the way it sounds.
Yeah, I know,
Jackie.
but I don't want to say her name because.
Oh, pardon me.
Yeah,
Sorry.
thanks.
You're welcome.
I thought it was Maxi.
That was it. I'm just making the point that other people, sometimes we think it's the majority of people, it's actually the minority that are pushing this agenda, but they're really loud. But a lot of adults are not okay with this.
Yeah.
That are that they're not homophobic, transphobic, but they're not okay with the sharing of spaces as well.
Yeah, I'm not trying to share bathrooms.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, men's
I
toilets
don't
is
really
clean,
mind. Unisex toilets
Thank you.
are what they are, innit? So as adults,
Thanks, Sam.
I've never walked into a unisex toilet and thought, oh God, what's going on here?
Yeah.
It's fine. So if the toilets are unisex, the toilets are open for everybody. That's
I
a
remember
space.
the unisex
That's a
toilet-
space for everybody.
yeah.
Yeah. My thing is, and again, I'm not in them toilets, innit? But my thing is allowing men in women's spaces. You get what I'm trying to say? It's because if I'm not allowed in that toilet, you shouldn't be allowed in that toilet. Well, it doesn't matter what you like. You know what I'm saying? like no, that's it. So if make them unisex then, because if unisex, everybody's allowed there. So that's cool. But I just think I don't think you should allow men in women's spaces. And it's the same thing with everything, and it's just like it goes through bare things. It goes through bare things like them like competition and stuff like that. Like, and I don't think when you pass them opinions, it has to be tarred with homophobia and bigotry and whatnot. Maybe it's just in the name of fairness, like. And I don't know. Things are changing. Things are different, yeah. But we just know what we know in it, like, and like. There's different lanes, like, for a reason, innit?
Yeah.
So then I don't understand why you're trying to make why you're allowing man to infiltrate the female space when, like, they're like the dominant species, the stronger ones anyway. Because I could just see that's just problems. You're just going to be getting stepped on. You get what I'm trying to say?
Do you care about that across the board or just in specific industries? In terms of men being in women's spaces?
Where there's advantage to be gained.
So in sport, you care.
Where there's
Yeah.
advantage to be gained, yeah.
But in the example of a toilet, is that really a fight for you, or are you just saying it?
Yeah, it's like I just don't think men should be in women's spaces. Okay. Like I said, if you want to do that, if you want to allow us in, then make the toilet unisex, and then everybody can go in there, and then it's fine. You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
But that's where you get even more issues, like the caller just said, because then you then get people who feel some type of way about using the unisex toilets.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like we just go round and round, and yeah, it's a tough one.
I didn't read your comments in context.
Yeah, she said you didn't. She said what she was. Have you caught up with the last thing she said?
No, what did she mean?
She
if I
said-
did, sorry.
She
Right, let me
said,
say that louder. If I took you out of context, Rebecca, I am so sorry. What was the proper context?
She said, I was saying
Yeah.
we should have the conversation about the erasure of women without the conversation going in a homophobic direction, i.e., my view is that it is happening, but my view is that is happening. but the conversation can be heard.
What homophobia?
I don't know.
You know what? Yeah, let's get into headlines.
Let's do it.
All right.
What did you read?
No, because
Good.
I ain't even checked. He must have been wilting. must have been wilting in there. I ain't even read these comments. I don't know who's saying what. These don't go off, but
Yeah, they're sweeting up Esther, to be honest. That's what they're spending most of their time doing.
they're ridiculous. They're absolutely ridiculous.
All right, so our next headline takes us to Poland, where hundreds of thousands of people have marched through central Warsaw to protest against Poland's right-wing populist government before a delicately poised election is due in the autumn. That's the same, if I'm not mistaken, right-wing populist group that referee belongs to, or was speaking at their rally, I believe. Anyway, the Law and Justice (PIS) party came to power in 2015. And since when it has eroded democratic norms, it attacked the independent judiciary and launched campaigns against the LGBTQ plus community and reproductive rights. Donald Tusk, who's the former prime minister, who leads the civil platform opposition group, and said, "We're 500,000 here. It's a record." He said the march on Sunday had been the biggest political gathering since Poland regained independence after the communist period. There was no official confirmation of the size of the rally. The Warsaw City Hall also gave a 500,000 estimate, and central streets thronged with crowds of protesters. The city's metro was overwhelmed as people converged on the centre. Many people waved Polish or EU flags, and the mood was defiant but often festive. Tusk told the crowds at the start of the rally that the whole of Poland, the whole of Europe, and the whole of the world sees how strong we are and how we are ready to fight for democracy and freedom again, like we did 30, 40 years ago. Next headline takes us to Uganda. A trigger warning here. Unfortunate terrorism and murder. And 54 Ugandan peacekeepers died when militants besieged an African Union base in Somalia last week. This was announced by the Ugandan President Yoweri Museveni. And he pretty much said that this is one of the worst recent attacks by al-Shabaab jihadists in the war-torn country. Museveni said in a Twitter post last Saturday that we discovered the lifeless bodies of 54 fallen soldiers, including their commander. The toll is one of the heaviest yet, since pro-government forces backed by the AU force known as ATMIS launched an offensive against al-Shabaab last August. It was also a rare admission of a major military death toll by the African Union members. Al-Shabaab, which has been waging a deadly insurgency against Somalia's fragile central government for more than a decade, claimed responsibility for the attack on the 26th of May, saying it had overrun the base and killed 137 soldiers. Al-Shabaab is known to exaggerate claims of battlefield gains for propaganda purposes, and the governments of nations contributing troops to the AU force rarely confirm casualties. And the last headline takes us to America, where thousands of bowel cancer patients could be spared radiotherapy, a study suggests, after doctors discovered that they could rely on chemotherapy and surgery alone to treat their disease. Radiotherapy has been used to treat bowel cancer patients for decades, but the side effects can be brutal. It can cause problems that negatively affect quality of life, including infertility, the need for a temporary colostomy, diarrhea, cramping, and also bladder problems. But now a clinical trial has found that patients do just as well without the radiotherapy. So that's pretty much it, man. Some good news. And that's it for the headlines.
Thank you. Let's get into some tea. Let's get into Word on Road. Right, it has been a weekend of just a lot. I've got a lot to talk about, but I'm gonna breeze through it as I can, as detailed as I can. Firstly, trigger warning. Trigger warning for Trigger. Trey Songz, right, is being sued for $10 million. Because basically, I don't know if you remember years ago, there was a video that went viral where there was a lady, it was a pool party, and there was a lady who wanted, I guess, a picture with him, and he pulled down her top, exposing her breast.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so she's the one suing him for $10 million. She would have been fine doing it out of court for $5 million, but I don't know what happened to that case. But basically, yeah, she's suing him for $10 million, and she says he basically as well kind of further humiliated her by saying titty in the open, titty in the open. It sounds more exciting in American accent. But yeah, so she's suing for $10 million. It's actually the way Trey Songz going out, yeah. But you know, it's mad because someone did a thread and I saw like basically he's had lawsuits relating to like sexual misconduct or some form of something with women dating back to 2012. It's mad. Like he's really just been at it. And I think what really put him out there was when he tried it with Keke Palmer and she exposed him. Because since then, it just hasn't been going well and Keke's been flourishing even better than anyone can imagine. It's wild. But yeah, so she's suing for $10 million. I'll let you guys know how that case progresses if anything else comes up. But I don't know, his songs he must be making a lot of money because this man has been in and out of court for years on all sorts of foolishness. So that's wild. Someone else who was still wild, and I told you about on Friday, is Chika, the Grammy nominee artist and freshman XXL artist. So basically, she's the one who was complaining about the kids on the plane and was calling them all sorts of B's and H's and all sorts. Basically, turns out, the kids she was talking about is T.I.'s grandkids. Hate to see it. Hate to see it. Because one of her arguments was the fact that her words didn't harm anybody because she just put it out there in the universe, into the void, and it happened to be something that's gone viral from her, and this is why there's a lot of uproar and people are just acting out or whatever, however they're acting. So basically, Tia's daughter, Zonique, she must have tweeted, she said, "Wait, I'm in tears. Not Chika Boo was mad my child was cutting up in first class. You should have just sat there and been mad, babe. She's Sky Priority AF." And then the auntie, I think, who was with the kids, she commented under one of the posts, one of the million posts. Chika's been getting cooked so bad, yeah. This is on private on Twitter. That's how mad it is. But anyway, the girl says, "You stupid ass B. That was me you were sitting next to, so let me enlighten you, dumb hoe. They weren't twin 1-year-olds. One was my 4-year-old child, and the other crying baby you're referring to was my niece, Zonique's baby, and she's 2 years old. You're upset because she woke up for 3 minutes crying out of her sleep like most effing children, and I did immediately calm her down by holding her and talking to her because it was dark as hell. I can't believe you are that insensitive when she woke up once on a 5-hour flight from LA. And second of it wasn't your seat from the beginning. You switched with someone else and sat your fat ass next to me and let me express the funk that you brought on top of that. Crazy shit was you in my ear saying those girls are so good before she woke up out of her sleep, scared, crying because it was pitch black and her TV had gone off. She was startled. I appreciate all the things you wish for me, and I can't wait to see your ass again in person, B. You just mad a woman and 2 children could afford first class next to a peasant such as yourself. You're a fake bitch in person." And then Chika also went on to say, she kind of did obviously she's private now on Twitter, so who knows what she's saying behind those walls. But on her Instagram, she's basically she's doubling down what she did in it. She's just saying that her words, she said, yes, it was harsh, and she will agree it was mean, but she doesn't think it was excessive, and she feels justified in doing what she did. She said she was having a manic episode, and she didn't know, I guess a manic episode is a new thing for her, based on a text that she revealed with her therapist. And she basically was saying how, had she not tweeted this and released this way, trigger warning, suicide, she may have killed herself. So she's basically saying she had to purchase Wi-Fi because she made a point to say that in the original tweets.
What did she tweet again?
Let me remind you. Thank you for that, Marks. Let me remind you what she tweeted. She said, wait a minute, there's so much, she said a lot.
What did you just do with your mouth?
I'm going to do that again.
I heard girls doing that all the time. What does that mean?
It means I'm about to get into it. I'm about to get into the tea. That's what that means. She said, "The lady next to me who thought it would be a good idea to buy yourself and your twin infants first-class seats on a red-eye flight, who just woke me up by bringing your screaming bastard to our seats to soothe her, I just bought $34 Wi-Fi at 4 a.m. to call you a stupid bitch. P.S. Oh, it gets worse, babes. P.S. I hate you, and I hope you get a paper cut between each finger tomorrow, you senseless wench. Like, are you literally mentally delayed? What makes you think a 1-year-old will shut their bitch ass up on a 7-hour flight that takes off at 1 fucking a.m.? You already had them up past bedtime. I don't care the circumstance. Take your ass to economy at least. I'm so pissed off right now. I already had trouble falling asleep. And as soon as I do, you bring the consequence of your sexual promiscuity into my life. I got noise cancellation on and I still woke up. Fuck you, ho. Choke.
Wow. She said a lot, didn't she?
Wait a minute. This is why
There's
more, babe. This is why I understood that man in the "So Is the Baby" video, because fuck your kids. And she was shaking the damn baby, y'all, and gripping her arms tight to try to shut her up. But that's none of my business. I'm not CPS. Someone said it couldn't be Delta. They have an age limit. She said it was Delta. It was Delta. Delta Airlines. That's what she said.
Okay.
So basically, she said that had she not paid $34 at 4 a.m. to tweet all of that stuff, she might have wanted to kill herself. Because basically, she says how basically when she feels things, this is her form of release. This is the issue. Because she doesn't always release things. And that is what gets her to the point of wanting to jump off a building. And she's had that before. I told you guys that's how I was introduced to her. Because she kind of put out a tweet about wanting to kill herself. And it was sad. It was actually very sad. So she's always been open about struggling with her mental health or whatever. So she's basically saying she's in a place now where she just wants to release whatever she's feeling. And so had she not released that, it would have stayed in her. That annoyance and anger would have stayed in there. Other things would have happened, blah, blah, blah. And she would have found herself looking down the top of her hotel saying, you know, I might as well jump. Because apparently last time it happened, when she felt like that, was a year ago. And she, that's basically what happened. She had a show or whatever, but she's thinking, do you know what, I think I'm going to jump kind of thing.
Does she have therapy? Does she do therapy? Like
yes. So that's why she then showed the text where she had actually messaged her therapist earlier that day saying, I'm having bad thoughts. And she said she hasn't had those thoughts in a year. Wow. So it was worrying for her. So she was basically saying how she also, because in her text with therapy, she thinks she's got a manic disorder, but she never knew that. So she kind of spoke to her therapist about that as well, of like, I think this is what I may have kind of thing. And the therapist, because she's got a show and she had to travel and whatever else, they could only have like a 30-minute conversation. So essentially, and she said she hadn't slept for like 2 days. So it's frustration, it's a lot of things. It's her having a manic episode, it's her feeling having bad thoughts that she hasn't had in a year. All of that frustration, and then the baby's crying. And then there was like, apparently someone was watching TV on the plane as well. So like, because it was dark, obviously it's nighttime. Everyone had the TVs up, but there was one person that was watching the film next to her. And all that flashing lights and all that stuff. I'll be honest with you, I get where she's coming from, because I do think people can get angry and whatever. I just think the choice of words was very, very harsh and very, very horrible. And she went on to say anyway, because it was a whole video, I had to sit down and watch all of it. I'm asking for a raise because he's saying it. But she basically went on to say that, you know, all of that she does agree that it was mean, the words were harsh, but she has a right to feel how she feels, because what could have happened had she not released how she felt was that. And she said she tweets all the time as well, because she's got a lot of followers, she's got like hundreds of thousands of followers, but she said she tweets all the time. She didn't expect that to go viral. So really and truly, the reason why people are saying to her that's a horrible thing to say is because it went viral. If it hadn't gone viral, user would have been giving a lecture about why what I said was horrible.
Yeah, that's because the followers probably think like her. And so they wouldn't be thinking it's a bad thing. But obviously, you've got through to the rest of the world who has common sense.
Yeah, I told you that.
Talking about people like that.
She tweeted all of that stuff, and someone said, "Oh, that can't be Delta because it's got age limits." That's what the guy picked up. Everything she said, he said, "Oh, what airline was that? Let me know, I can avoid it next time." And then obviously, what's her name? T.I. hasn't said anything. People are waiting for T.I. to read her for filth.
Why is he going to talk about that for us? That's not
you know, T.I. loves to show off his English.
His child has spoke about it already, isn't it? Is it that important for him to come out and talk about?
But you know, T.I. loves English. People just expect that. But Tiny did.
Oh, man.
She didn't say nothing. She just said, yeah. She's talking about my MFing grandbaby, talking like she wasn't supposed to be in first class or something. The fuck? Stupid comment. She should have left that.
She didn't need to talk.
It's very stupid. Very embarrassing. She didn't need to say all that. But I get it. I empathize with both sides. I do think that people thinking, when you cuss somebody and you think that it hasn't done anything for them, it just shows you that sometimes things can get back to people. And this world, you don't know who knows someone. So you might have one retweet. And that one retweet you have is how it will get back to the original person. Mm-hmm. That's how I found some cheaters in my past. Because they think, you thought no one's going to see that. But guess my God, I found it. So yeah, man. But she's still been getting cooked and also. But she had a show yesterday, which is what she was flying for, and it looks like it went well, which is good. So big up her. Somebody else acting bad, who is following the words of his daddy, is Justin Combs, who is Diddy's eldest son, and basically he's been arrested for a DUI or alleged DUI. But all of that is wild, isn't it? Because drink driving is horrible, it's bad. You shouldn't be doing that. However, his mum's post is what I find interesting. So she said, "I'm not protecting no one anymore, just my son." The statement, "a fish rots from the head down," means that in addition to being a major contributing factor in a family or organization's success, leadership is also the root cause of its failure and demise. The truth shall set you free. Act bad, bad boy. So basically, all of this is about Diddy, right? Act bad boy. I used to want to be a bad girl. I chose to be a queen, tried and true. I'm not perfect, but I am intentional. I should have kept my child with me. FUCLA 2. Everybody can get it. How you go from one of the greatest to ever do it to making all your money off alcohol and suing the damn alcohol company, which E-Man told us about in People's Journal on Friday. Sell something healthy that builds people up. I'm sick of it, not mines. And yeah, I don't know who Christina is. I'm gonna let that go. But yeah, so basically, I guess she's kind of blaming Diddy for his influence on his son acting bad. So I'm just gonna leave that there.
You know, I saw a video the other day that speculates that Justin is not Diddy's son.
Is it?
That he's his bodyguard's son, some guy called Wolf.
Why are they always with the bodyguards?
And when you see the picture, it's uncanny. He looks just like the bodyguard.
The light skin son.
Yeah.
I thought it was a thing where everyone knew it wasn't his son. I thought that was like his son that he's taken on to be like my son.
I think you're talking about Quincy.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's always bodyguards because they did the same thing with Kylie Jenner.
Look at that.
And Kylie Jenner's daughter looks like because Kylie's got a daughter with Travis Scott, right?
Bodyguard.
Two kids, Travis Scott.
Yeah.
But they're saying the daughter looks like Thingy,
I don't know what
the bodyguard.
Oh, don't you? Okay. No, it's irrelevant though.
But it's always interesting. It's always the bodyguards involved in some kind of mess. But who knows? So that is that on that. What else is next? Oh, bloody hell. So Tyler James Williams, who a lot of people know as Chris, and everybody hates Chris, but also Gregory in Abbott Elementary, which you should be watching. He basically put a statement out because people have been questioning his sexuality, and I don't know how people do that. So we're just on him. Everyone mind your business, but let me read what he says. So he says...
Anyway, sorry, let me not.
Yeah, you might not want to do that. He says, usually I wouldn't address stuff like this, but I feel like it's as a conversation is bigger than me. I am not gay, but I think the culture of trying to find some kind of hidden trait or behavior that a closeted person lets slip is very dangerous. He puts find and let slip in quotation marks. Over-analyzing someone's behavior in an attempt to catch them directly contributes to the anxiety a lot of queer and queer questioning people feel when they fear living in their truth. It makes the most pedestrian of conversations and interaction in spaces feel less safe for our gay brothers and sisters and those who may be questioning. It also reinforces an archetype many straight men have to live under that is oftentimes unrealistic, less free, and limits individual expression. I've been very clear about the intentionality I try to put into using my platform to push back against those archetypes every chance that I get. Being straight doesn't look one way. That's a word. Being gay doesn't look one way. It's another word. And what may seem like harmless fun and conversation may actually be sending a dangerous message to those struggling with real issues. I refuse to inadvertently contribute to that message. Happy Pride to all of my queer and questioning brothers, sisters, and individuals. I pray that you feel seen in ways that make you feel safe in the celebration that is this month. As an ally, I continue to be committed to assisting in that where I can and helping to cultivate a future where we are all accepted and given permission to be ourselves. Yeah, I don't know why people are not minding their business or trying to do... All of that stuff is very, very childish. It's very, very pathetic, to say the least. But I like the way that he's addressed it. I think it's very good. Still on Mind Your Business, DLT Malta. So Indiyah and Dami were obviously out there and having a good time or whatever. And a video from a Snapchat, I guess, got leaked. Because I feel like I will call those things a leak. When it's on Snapchat, when it's on something like Snapchat, where you kind of can control who the audience is sometimes, and you put it on something like Twitter, it's a leak because you've screen recorded it and you've put it out there. That wasn't the intention. Otherwise, they would have put it on TikTok or Instagram or whatever. Cool. So basically, you can see her. Someone's behind the camera, gassing her up, and the person's voice sounds husky, I would say. I hope that's not offensive. Is that offensive to say?
No.
No. No, sorry, you can't tell me whether something's offensive or not. Brent, that's not offensive, is it? No, thank you. Sorry, man, I just can't have you drag me with you. Well, basically, the person's voice sounds... Okay, let me say, the person's voice sounded how it sounded. But anyways, and the person obviously gassing her for the camera, they're recording her. And so she's twerking or like whining or whatever. And the Twitter people went crazy talking about this is inappropriate. Because basically there was another clip where you see someone saying something to Dami, and he's someone like I think they said something about Indiyah and whine. It's difficult to kind of make out the audio of what the person said. And he's like, "Move, man! Like get the camera off my face!" And just kind of slaps their hand away. And the person, "Don't slap my hand." So you can see that it's kind of like a light tussle kind of thing. And basically we're saying, "Oh, that's inappropriate for her to be out here whining on other guys and shaking her bum on camera when a guy's recording, when her man is there, blah, 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 blah." Everyone needs to mind their business and just focus on your own focus. Turns out anyway... Huh?
When her man is there.
Yeah, when her man is there. But you might be on the other side. It's kind of like the Chance the Rapper stuff. His wife may have been there.
Quick. Not to interject.
Yes.
Man, is that wild?
What?
That your wife is whining on another man whilst you're standing right there?
I mean, if the guy doesn't think it's a problem, that's up to them.
I said you.
Yeah,
your
but that
wife.
can't happen to me, though. This is not... that's not something
It's
that's
wild.
That's impossible.
That's wild.
What kind of wine was it?
Why is it wild? I thought it was your culture. Didn't we go through this? When Mark said, if his girl was whining on a friend or whatever, it's calm.
What kind of wine
You're
was
allowed
it?
one wine.
What kind of wine was
It was a wine. It was a normal wine. It wasn't like a come hither wine. It was just a wine.
She was
It's
just
a culture.
dancing.
The cultural wine.
But people are saying, like... I thought you said she was twerking and all them things.
Yeah, twerking, yeah. It's part of a wine.
Twerking on what? On man?
Yeah.
She was just,
Oh, no.
well, they
I
thought she was
haven't
twerking
seen
on
it.
man, but turned out she wasn't anyway. But even if she was twerking on man, it's your culture. I thought it was your culture.
Sorry, who's West Indian between both of them? India?
Yeah, she's Jamaican.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So it's a culture.
Then you're saying that it's his problem for getting with her, basically.
No, I'm not saying any of that.
He should know.
No,
Tell me something.
I'm
I need to
understanding.
see this dance because is it egregious?
To be honest, I haven't seen it. I'm just
Should I send a video?
just gauging from what she said. If my wife is whining and twerking on another guy whilst I'm standing there, for me, that's wild.
No, but he wasn't standing like, you can't see him there. So it might have been where he was mingling around the place. But they're basically saying, he's in DLT Malta with you. Why are you doing this? So your man is here.
I don't even go to carnival, so
it's not your culture.
no.
Can I see it?
Yeah, let me
So Esther, if you were with a guy,
you already know how I am. Go on.
husband up, right? Mm-hmm. You are a kept woman.
I'm a kept woman.
Ring on your finger and all. There's
Period.
evidence.
Absolutely.
Would you, whilst your man is standing there, the type of man that you would respect, would you be whining?
man.
Triple threat.
Triple
Would
threat,
you,
honey.
triple threat.
Period.
Would you be whining on another man whilst he's there?
Is he here or is it like in
she
the
ain't on
Malta?
it. She
Is he
wasn't on
DLT
another
with me?
man.
Is he at DLT with me?
He's
He's right there.
You can reach out and touch him.
Yeah, but I'm not whining with any man, period, though, when I've got a man. I don't do that.
All right, I thought you were looking for a reason when it is you asked me if it is that he was here or if it is that he was in the vicinity.
Oh, no. I'm just,
You just wouldn't do it,
I'm
period.
just trolling. I'm just being a Brent.
All right, it's okay.
She
You're
was
renting.
whining by herself.
But,
But the guy's in the video, so the
guy's filming it.
Yeah, but
got
they're
her
saying
there.
that you're twerking for him because you're twerking for his camera.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's what they thought was wild. Do you think that's wild?
I mean, someone's saying it's even worse, they think. Because it's like, it's kind of like a stripper type thing.
So what Chance the Rapper did? Because this is why
Hey,
I'm...
nuh-uh, man.
This is why I'm saying what I'm saying. I'm not saying this because I really care. I'm saying this because when Chance the Rapper did it, people thought I was a psycho for thinking what he was inappropriate as a married man.
Who is people? Are you talking about Mags?
People?
Yeah, I thought you was a psycho.
Yeah, I know you did.
Chance saying there's nothing wrong.
But to be fair though, he keeps the same. He told you for women. He doesn't think India did anything wrong either, right?
No, I don't think she's
Yeah.
anything wrong.
But people are doing a lot online talking about that. I don't think it's right. Anyway, turns out last, it's not even a man behind the camera.
After all
It's a woman.
Oh,
With the raspy voice.
Yeah, it's just yeah. Obviously, people have been drinking, and obviously their voice is how it is now because people have been drinking.
yeah.
You took as a woman anyway, so people were like, you are doing all of that stuff, and for what?
But question for you, right? If it was a man behind the camera, do you think it's less disrespectful to do that while the man's there, as opposed to him not being there?
Yeah, I think it's less disrespectful.
To do it while he's there?
No. No, it's more disrespectful to do it while he's there.
You think so?
If I can reach and touch my man,
I think
and someone recording me and I'm shaking my ass for the camera.
I think doing it while he's not there is more disrespectful.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't think so, you know.
Because he's not around, you might feel like you can do what you want when he's not around. Something else might go on. But if he's there, in my eyes, it's definitely playful then because my man is here. So this little
is
dance
it?
I'm doing with you is completely innocent because my man's right here. So why would this mean anything? But if he isn't there, my mind can wonder and think, does this mean something else?
I guess, okay, yeah. When
know what I mean?
the playfulness aspect does add something to it.
You understand that?
The playfulness.
I don't understand that.
I mean, I'm not... I'm not doing it. I personally think it's more disrespectful for my man standing there.
Well, I mean,
That's wild.
if I'm with my girl and she's playfully whining while I'm present,
On another man.
no, she wasn't whining on the man.
But like her male friend is recording and she's twerking for the camera.
Yeah, so that same scenario. Have you seen the video?
Oh, sorry.
Exactly. India's not whining on anyone.
So the scenario you're asking me about is the exact scenario.
Yes.
Where it's a girl.
No, I'm saying even if it was a guy.
But that's what I thought you asked, that if it was a guy.
Yeah.
I'm saying that's wild.
Recording it, not dancing on him. Watch the video first.
All right, her backing up like this, right?
Yeah.
Is this a man that you want me to envision in my head?
Recording, yeah.
100% as wild. Whilst I'm standing there.
No, the question is, what is wilder? Her doing it when he's not present or doing
When
it while
I'm
he's
standing
present?
there, there's lack of respect if it is I'm standing there watching her and she's doing it
that's
for
wild.
camera, knowing for when it's going out.
Because you know, like, if
I
it's not
think
there
you have
yet...
I think you have to know your girl first and foremost, right? And I get why you guys might feel that way, but I would look at it like, I know my girl means nothing by this. If I wasn't there, for example, and someone sent me a video of my girl talking for a man, now I can think that's disrespectful because I'm not even around and you're acting a fool. If I'm there, I know it's playful, I know it's innocent.
If she can do it whilst I'm there, if she can do that, what is she doing when I'm not there?
Bro, she's lipsing up to man.
I don't see that way.
Are you basically
Her
saying
legs
are
are around
way.
his neck.
the fact that you can do it in front of me shows it's harmless?
Yeah.
No, I understand. I said
and then-
I am not seeing it like that.
Yeah.
I'm seeing that as
Because
disrespect.
you see how you see it? That's how I see it. If you can do this in front of me, that means you think this is calm.
Yeah.
What are you doing when I'm not here then?
What you do when I'm not here?
Because you have all the freedom then.
All the freedom.
And it's not going to get back to me. Yeah, but I don't typically dance with men. If I'm in a situation with a man I respect and I like,
You see, like being in
I'll do that.
relationships and that, yeah? Is it like a constant struggle of like trust? Do you automatically think that if the man breathes on your gal, she's gonna fuck him? Or
nah. Because it's
Like,
what Yusuf said. You
just
have to
like-
know your partner.
Yeah, if not your partner.
No, so
And-
it's dependent. I'm just asking, is that what it's commonly like? Like just a constant battle between whether your gal or your man's a whore or not?
It depends on the partner. So basically, some people, they know it's crazy though. Because some people know they can't trust their partner. Yet they're still with them.
Because I wouldn't be with someone that I thought about like that.
This is it.
You know, you're talking about if you could do it here, if I'm not there, what could you do? I wouldn't be with someone if I thought
Well, a lot
about
of
it
people
like
are
that.
with them
The
like
people,
that.
my people that I'm going to be with, I can trust. And this is why I'll get hurt. I'll trust like
No, you won't get
blind
hurt.
faith.
She
You
will-
go anywhere and do what you want. That's why you're my person. I wouldn't think, oh, if you could do that event, what would you do behind me?
Yeah,
I'm not
that's true.
questioning. I'm not
That's
questioning my gal like that. Or why? If I got a question and think like about you all the time, you can't be my gal.
That's true. That's true.
If I can think just because you could wind up in the camera, it means a man can take you somewhere and slam you out for some little dance. You can't be my gal. So if a guy could do that, the problem's you. Like I'm the problem, not her. Like let her live her life. Why am I with a gal like that for? So you just sound all insecure and thing when you see all this stuff and you start saying this stuff. It just sounds crazy to me because I'm thinking like once you make that decision, you make this person your partner.
Yeah.
Surely there's a level of trust there. Do you know what I'm trying to say? That I don't understand.
The girls are watching, they're loving you, boy.
Is it?
Yeah,
No,
they're
I don't
far.
understand what you're doing. The severity of what we've seen, because there was another clip going around.
Yeah, but that isn't severe though.
Yeah, is there another
Precisely.
one?
So,
Is
but
there a
that's
worse
what
one?
test your insecurity levels, because
Go on.
what you're seeing is completely different to me. It's,
got
it's
my-
bollocks,
My
right?
brain cooking now.
There's a
ready
different
to
clip that
cook.
goes around. That was going around, right? And I don't know the relationship
Look at that.
of the two individuals there,
Pathetic.
right? But this girl was on some form of platform, some box, and he was just bang, 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 bang. I think it was Carnival or what.
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah, no, that is
Stop being
stupid.
insecure. Stop being insecure.
Yeah, but that is
Stop
stupid.
being insecure.
They're not even moving in time to the music.
Nah,
He's just-
That's all that matters.
Have you seen the video they're talking about? That video's brazy, Brent. Even
Oh,
me,
how
I'm
will
looking
I
at,
find
I'm watching
it?
that video and I'm like, bloody hell, man. I mean, the culture's culture, but what are we doing it? This is wild. They're moving like there's nobody else there.
There's some people who will say that's just Carnival.
Yeah.
You should trust your woman to not be
What
doing
video is that?
madness
Oh,
when you're not there.
Yeah, yo, you could
the
trust
missionary
her.
one. The missionary one.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
I
even
think
if
so.
you got a gal who was
Trying to find it.
engulfed in a carnival culture like that, yeah, and she was really that way inclined and she really loved it, yeah, then you would still know that her dancing and doing that doesn't mean she's gonna go and chop. You should still understand that.
So I hear what your previous take was, right? But as you said, I mean, you should know your partner and you should know that this is who they are, what they would do, what they won't do. That's where obviously trust is deployed there, 100%.
Here's the video.
100%.
Talking about this one.
This is what he's talking about.
Yeah, that was
Man
it.
said,
Yeah.
let's see where your insecurity level go. Me, what you want to do with that? What you want to do with that?
But like,
What, that's
some people
dancing?
tell you that's just
That's
Carnival.
Ah,
Some people tell you that's Carnival, which
No, they
is
can't,
which is
they
nonsense.
can't,
But
they
anyway, listen to this.
That is brazy.
that's insane.
For me, how I
If Chance was doing that, yeah,
That's insane.
What, really?
I would have led the
torch.
Yeah.
There's levels in it.
You
There's a
really
difference
find
between your girl dancing for a guy on camera to that.
That's wild.
That is simulating
That's wild.
sex like on the next level.
But yeah, it's wild.
So for me, if I know I'm comfortable with that, then I'm comfortable with that. I'm not going to
Yeah.
basically think if I weren't here, then what are you doing? Because I'm comfortable with that.
Okay, yeah.
If I'm telling you
You're
that's
not
not what I'm
comfortable with it.
comfortable with, then that you should take it as that's not what I'm comfortable with. So if it is I'm getting with a woman, that's not the type of woman I'll be comfortable with.
Yeah,
Do you understand?
yeah.
Same as me. When I carry myself feeling however you don't want me to be, I'm carrying you with me. So if it is that you wouldn't want me to be doing this because you feel away, I'm not doing it because I'm considerate like that. Do you understand? Even if it is I feel like I want to do it, if I know me doing that and you find out I'm doing that, it's gonna make you feel away, but I'm not doing it. Or else I'm just stalking that particular mistrust or distrust. Do you understand? I'm literally asking for her to distrust me. And I don't want that because it comes with extra baggage. Where are you now? When are you coming back? I don't want that.
Yeah, no, I'm
Do you
with you.
understand? Insecurity, man.
Well, you would think because you would think people will be people that they trust, but a lot of people don't trust their partners.
Yeah, but I don't understand what they're doing though, because that's facts. Like bare people in relationships don't trust each other.
Yeah.
How did
It's
you get? How
wild.
did you get there? Why was that your choice? It's like you love. I don't know. Do people just like pain and stuff? I don't get it.
I think there's many. I think it's about what's most important to you. For me, trust is very, very important. We can't actually function if I don't trust you. So for me, I will have to leave the relationship. But some people are able to function without the trust. Maybe they're trying to work on it, they're building
I don't
it.
think that's the case. I don't think that's the case.
Really?
I don't know what type of question you've just asked her, because for me, it's like you are forgetting that in the beginning, nobody knows each other.
Yeah.
Right? So if you're saying, do you trust blindly even before finding out certain things about a person? A lot of people do.
I
They
do.
give them the benefit of the doubt.
my bad
Until
word.
it is they're showing something
Change
that says, ooh, after just that particular trust level, now I have to start wondering, what are you doing? Who are you doing it with? Etc. 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 If you're not seeing those particular flags, more time than not, you're probably giving them the benefit of the doubt. But if it is that you've been scarred and you're going after a guy who's the same type of mold, you might go into it thinking,
Yeah, but-
all men are
No, but
cheated,
you see
so
the-
I must be wary of all men.
I hear what you're saying, but it's like my thing is seeing the flags and not disengaging. So initially, yes, there's that trust there, and then you're gonna start seeing things boom, boom, boom. My thing is, because when you know better, you do better, innit? So it's cool. I've trusted you blindly, boom, boom. Now you're showing your ass, and I'm seeing the red flags. I've got experience, so I know where this goes. My question is, people will see them flags and not disengage.
It's
Yeah.
a different stage. We're not talking about something else now.
See, they're not cold enough because I'm saying I'm gone. I'm not playing these games. I'm gone.
So wait a minute. So now saying, once it is that you see something that makes it that you can't trust the person, you leave.
Yeah, I got. Once Once I see things that I know ain't gonna work, I'll go. I just take.
Because they're
And
out of
that is
place.
the whole loss of trust, right?
That's not even just trust. It's not even about trust. It's about anything.
No,
If
but
I
we're
could-
talking about trust.
Okay, let's
And
stick
what
on
you said
trust. Let's
just
stick on
now-
trust then.
You said just now,
what
once
did I
if you
say?
see the red flags, you're puzzled as to why people still engage. Why don't you disengage when it is that you see something that that shakes the trust level between you?
Yeah.
That's what you just said.
Yeah.
But I can now push down to you and say, well, maybe that wasn't a red flag. Maybe it was just your insecurity.
No, you can't say that.
Why not?
Because my red flags are my red flags. You can't talk about insecure. I'll set up the
Sorry,
standards for myself.
I'm not trying to erase your feelings.
I am projecting.
Let us know one thing that's a red flag with you that'll have you disengage. That has to do with the trusting
trust.
thing.
That has to do with trust.
Flirting with your boy?
Don't give him help.
Oh, sorry.
Give him help. Because he don't mind about that.
Wait, let me think. Something. What's a red flag regarding trust that will make me disengage? I don't know. I'm very trusting. Let me think. I can't think. Regarding trust, what?
So
could
you
it-
let a lot fly, basically.
I was about to say, I'd give you 10 things on the spot.
What? What's a red flag regarding trust? Like, I don't.
She was talking to... So said she was flirting with her ex or something. You saw text, she was flirting with her ex.
Okay, so if I saw the relationship between you and your ex, and I can discern that this is.
Yeah. But you're not in a relationship, by the way. And you see that the texts are fresh.
Yeah, but I can and I can just work out that like this is above me. Like I'm in this relationship, like in your life, he's the one. I'm here now.
No, he's not the one. You're the one, Marks.
No,
no,
I'm
okay,
here
wait,
now,
no,
but
let's
I could
role
just
play.
see.
No,
I'm
you're
here
the
now,
one.
but I can see that whatever I build up ain't gonna match up to this. So much so that even if I stay there 3 years, 4 years, whatever, when I'm done,
You see the
he's
thing?
got you right back to him.
No.
You get me? He's got you right back.
No, it's not,
And
because-
those things happen. And if I could see that, I
Yeah.
could see that and take myself out of that situation.
No, but that's
Easy.
the thing that I'm not letting you go all the way there. You don't have to go all the way there.
What is it?
I'm just saying that say he wants her back. But she's messaging he's messaging her and she's just like, oh, like, you know, I've got a boyfriend now, da 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 da. He's like, yeah, but I want to be back with you. She's entertaining. She's not said, listen, I've got a boyfriend. This is done. I'm blocking him. She's allowing him, she's giving him a floor to speak his mind. Would
Yeah.
that break your trust?
Yeah, I'll just leave them to it.
So that will affect your trust.
Yeah, I could just leave. I'll leave them to it. I'm not playing.
But she's saying to you that, like,
I don't care what she's saying.
Though.
It doesn't matter what she's saying. I can see what you're saying, what you're doing, what's going to happen to the thing. I'm not stupid enough just to listen to what
But
you're
she's
saying
nice
to
though,
me.
so she doesn't want to be rude and just say to him,
That's
piss
fine.
off.
You and your man go and be happy.
You man.
Yeah, you and your man go and be happy. I'll take myself out of that situation. That's calm. I'll leave
So
that.
that in that case, you've lost trust now.
Yeah, because I don't play no games, man. Like,
But now she blocks him though. Blocks him right in front of you. She's like, he's blocked, and that's done. That's not a fact anymore. What's the trust saying?
but now she's done that. Now she's playing games because now this is a one-stop shop. Like now you've done that, yeah. There's no chance for nothing else. So if okay, cool, you've blocked him, and then I'm gonna walk it back and say, okay, clear, fine. I'm gonna go into this with you. That's it now.
What's it now?
His name can never come up ever again.
Yes, but
Ever.
but we're
There's
speaking
that's-
to the trust though.
No,
Do
but
you trust her 100%?
Yeah, I can
now?
trust her. I can move forward with her. Yeah, we'll be fine. But that's it, though. There's no. If it comes up, any little ukums,
One more time, it's done.
it's over, done, like done.
Yeah, I hear you.
You get me? So that's it.
Fair
What
enough.
are we on? What are we talking about? Where are we
We're
at?
on road.
So we're moving on to the Mizzy things.
Thank you. Yes, I wasn't gonna talk about Mizzy at all, but I just thought I do this for y'all. So
I found this one weird a bit.
Huh?
I found this topic weird a bit.
What?
Mizzy
Mizzy?
Yeah, what we're about to talk about now.
yeah, so that's why. Yeah. So basically, he went on Andre Walker's show, and essentially it was him. Andre Walker had a co-host, and there was another lady. There was two women, Mizzy and Andre Walker. Cool. The lady, I didn't watch the full thing because I'm not dedicating any more of my brain time to Mizzy like that. So basically, the clip that's gone viral is that the lady is talking to Mizzy, but he's just staring her down. Like he's just not staring her down, but he's just staring at her. And then she asks him a question. He stares at her, and he just looks away and doesn't answer. She's like, "Oh, so you're not answering that?" Then Andre Walker goes off on him. He's like, first of all, you can stare anyone down you want to stare on the show, but you will not do that to a woman on here. If you do that, I'm going to drag you out by your hair and throw you out of the building myself. And then Mizzy's just like, do you know what? You don't talk to me like that. He was like, he said to him when he said, I respect you, touched her. She likes touching people, that boy. I respect you, da da da. but I'm not saying he listens to his nonsense, but essentially, and he walks off the set. And the guy's like, yeah, like you should go, blah, blah. He's like, security, get him out, whatever. To the point where he gets a piece of paper. So cute. And he's like, screaming, like, ugh! Tries to throw it. Maybe they go far. The baby didn't go far. So essentially what it did was it sparked a conversation online where people, in a surprise twist of events, turn of events, people are backing Mizzy. And people are essentially saying that this young boy, he's done what he's done, cool, right? It's bad, it's wrong, whatever. But now all these platforms are capitalized. Obviously, he was on Piers Morgan, he was on this, I don't know what else he's been on. All these, he's going to go on Andrew Tate if he hasn't already been on there. But essentially, people are taking advantage of him and using him for like the whole viral moment, and they're using him to get views and they're showing whatever. And essentially, this is kind of bullying now. And also, people were saying, this is the race angle I don't get. People were saying how if he wasn't a black boy, they don't think that he would have talked about dragging him out by his hair and once he did that and da.
He just said dragging him, getting him out of there.
He said something about his hair, you know. He said, I'm going to drag you by something.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but my thing was that I get what people are saying, but this is not, like, whatever alliance is being formed for Mizzy, I'm struggling to understand why this is. Do you know what I mean? This guy is an unrepentant, foolish, silly boy, right? And now you lot who had a problem with what he was doing last week and now saying, because he's going on platforms and he's going on white platforms, now you guys are upset and you're saying, oh, the white people are trying to use his blackness and this is racist. People are actually calling things racist. I don't think it's racist.
Hate breeds love, man.
Clearly does.
It really
Clearly does. Because I don't see the racism angle.
I think it's just the way they treated him. In that clip, obviously I never saw the full thing yet.
I did.
Okay.
But you know,
was it bad?
Sorry, but can I just say something quickly?
Yep.
I'm so sorry. You see how they treated him, how he spoke? If I was having a conversation with someone, if I was having a conversation with you, and the way Mizzy was staring at her, and I asked you a question, you just look at me and dismiss me like that, that would make me feel uncomfortable. I've been in that situation before. So the guy was right to tell him off because you don't do that to people.
Was he justified? Was she asking him a stupid question or something?
I think it was something to do with his antiques or whatever. But you know, like those kind of shows where we're just having a discussion. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like if he didn't want to answer about his foolishness, he shouldn't have gone on the show. You know why they brought you here. Stop acting like you're dumb. This is what he wanted. What did he say? The move continue. What was it? What was he saying?
Yeah, the movement.
The movement carries on. Something stupid. I'm sorry, that's Nipsey. Whatever it was. My thing is that what he did was wrong. I feel like he should have been told off for what he did. Maybe the guy's reaction was a bit excessive. Maybe it was for camera. I don't know, because I didn't watch the full thing. So Brent can let us know whether he was angry from the start. But the energy he got for looking at that woman the way he was and responding to her the way he did was like that, because in reality he would not respond to Piers Morgan like that. That boy does not respect women. He would not respond to Piers Morgan like that. He would not have responded to anybody else like that. He would not respond to Andrew Tate like that. But to stare her down like that in such an uncomfortable manner and then just air her, I ain't with it. Right. But I ain't with nothing Mizzy does anyway. So Mizzy can start feed the 5,000. I'm gonna say it's fake food.
Well, I found this weird because this Mizzy guy is such a donut, right? And I watched the entire thing, and it started off with this guy, this presenter guy. I believe this presenter guy is a racist anyway. He gives me them vibes, right? And he started off proper licking this guy's bum.
Mizzy was licking his bum.
Licking Mizzy's bum. But I guess it was a interview tactic to try to get information out of him, right?
Okay.
Now, Mizzy was sitting there like this for the entire time. Now, what is this?
What? Rock Nation.
That's what Tate does all the time.
I thought it was something else.
No, Tate does that all the time.
I thought it was Rock Nation.
And he's even mentioned that, they basically brought me in. Now, what Mizzy's trying to do is he's trying to flip the narrative. I'll get onto the whole racist trope in a minute.
Yeah.
He's trying to flip the narrative, and try to get people into thinking everything that he's been doing has been part of some massive plan by a genius. And he's mentioned his name, Bakari, whatever. This Mizzy character, I've just made this in order to basically enact this plan, right? Now, he's mentioned Tate, he's mentioned Tristan Tate and Andrew Tate. And he said, look what it is I did when it is I said this, and look what happened, right? They've come and they've contacted me. It's part of the plan, right? Whilst he's sitting there doing this particular thing. Now, during the interview, he was asked certain questions, and his responses were very, very, like, Mizzy, right? Very, very belligerent. But he was then trying to say, well, whilst you guys are focusing on me and letting your racism come out, this is what's happening in the government. Why aren't you guys talking about that? So he's trying to tell people, all he's trying to do is to point out at the deficiencies in the UK government.
This is what Mizzy.
This is what this guy is trying to basically say. Only because I believe he's gone online and seen, alright, cool. What might be the best way to basically get out of this crap and make me look like a flipping hero? Let me drop that particular thing. Now, as the interview went on, you can see that the male presenter, he was getting frustrated that he wasn't getting what he needed out of Mizzy. So then he asked him a question where he thought, yeah, this is a humdinger. And it had to do with him trying to claim benefits whilst getting money from TikTok. Because if that's the case, then you're committing fraud, right? And Mizzy's like, no. And he gave a response that basically shut him down. And immediately you saw that white guy turn into Hitler. And he's like, I didn't get what I wanted. And then the woman now, who was next to him, said, all right, cool. You've flopped. Let me now ask him a question. And then she asked him the question, and that's when Mizzy just turned around. He was never going to answer. Because he'd already answered that particular question, even though it was a stupid response. He'd already answered that. But he just looked at her in the same stupid, I'm being a stupid prat way. And the white guy is now used it as an opportunity now to flip it and say, you're being aggressive. Get my... He was just embarrassed that Mizzy basically responded in a manner that shut him down. And this was an opportunity now to turn the level up, call him a this, that, and next. And obviously Mizzy was like, because he didn't realize that he had embarrassed the guy in the manner in which he was embarrassed, and he didn't realize that's how he would react. But if it is, you watch the entire thing, you would see the moment the guy moves from, let me lick your bum, try to get information, to, all right, cool. Now you're this person that everybody's talking about, and I can't stand you being on my show. He even said, I didn't even want you on the show anyway. Blah, 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 blah.
Sure.
So, one, what I found interesting was how people were now proper saying, I'm sticking up for Mizzy. I think I understand that because the guy is a racist and they don't want him to use Mizzy as a patsy to basically start spreading this. I don't care if he's wrong.
Yeah.
You don't basically, and this is your take sometimes, Emmanuel, right? Sometimes you're like, nah. The bigger picture is what I'm focusing on.
Exactly.
So let me remove the racist and let's deal with Mizzy afterwards, right? I don't think all of them are agreeing with Mizzy and his take. Some people, I definitely saw them saying, yeah, y'all need to separate the actor from the character.
What, Broderick from Mizzy?
That stupid, because he's just said, all right, this hustle didn't work. Now I have to flip the hustle now. I'm going this way.
He's got access
That's
to
all he's
Tate's.
doing. That's all he's doing. This big plan and him doing that. Tate does that all the time. And he just finished talking to Tristan Tate, right?
Yeah.
And he starts doing that. He's trying to galvanize Tristan Tate's people, Andrew Tate's people, to come on his side to basically build his clout train. That's all it is.
Yeah, he did say that they're trying to mentor him.
Yeah.
Take him under their wings.
Yeah, but that guy's such an idiot.
What, Mizzy?
Mizzy is
He's
such
such
a
a fool,
bloody
man.
idiot.
He's an egg. Like, so dumb.
Very dumb.
Very dumb.
Dumb.
You might go to the top at this rate, boy.
I don't see it. I don't see it.
He ain't got the
Yeah, I don't see it. It's too
he ain't
late.
got the criticals.
It's still early days though.
He ain't got the criticals.
Only like 18.
The criticals that would have helped him get there. I can't say what it is on air, but he ain't got it.
Okay.
I'm twin looking ass. He ain't got it. Well, that is all from me. Good gist. Let's get into the People's Journal. Oh, sorry. Big up Lala in the comments, but we'll be talking about Damson English and his devilish ways tomorrow. There was too much to talk about today. I'll get to it tomorrow.
Well, welcome to the People's Journal. I'll give you the news from an economics point of view. I've only got a few things to talk about today. First thing is diesel prices. You used to use diesel, innit?
Yeah.
You notice they're coming down.
Yeah, I see, man. Yeah, I got mine for like 139 yesterday.
139?
Yeah.
I haven't even seen that, you know. I seen like 141, 144.
Yeah, 139.
Yeah, man. Well, yes, the diesel prices have come down by almost like 12p last month, which is a record drop. But RAC are basically saying that the average price, which is now like around the country, 147, like £1.47, should be down lower. So they're saying, you know, it should be really like 143 on average.
It's gonna be
like
cheaper
extra
than petrol at this
4p
point.
Lower. Huh?
It's going to be cheaper than petrol at this point.
Yeah, I've seen it cheaper than petrol.
That's wild.
Yeah, it's crazy. It just makes you think, what were they doing all this time then? You know what I mean? But yeah, at the end of the day, this is happening now, innit? So can't complain too much. Next thing is Barclays and Lloyds Bank. Again, they're closing down more and more branches. As you guys know, they're two of the country's biggest banking giants, and they're closing a total together of 63 branches.
I know they closed one near me. I was fuming.
Yeah, man. So Barclays said on Friday, last week Friday, they're going to be shutting down like 10 branches on top of the more than 70 closures that's already happened this year. You know what I'm saying? So again, we spoke about it before, innit? Like now, no one goes into branches, to be fair though. Not as much as before.
Yeah,
I can't remember the last time I went to a branch.
The ones I feel like I need like once every 4 months.
So they should stay open
Yes. Excuse me. Yes,
for
absolutely.
3 visits a year.
Yeah, but think about that's me, one individual. If everyone else needs them once every 4 months as well, it all adds up to every day, one way or another.
I guess so.
Or they should all just come. What? Ooh, they should have a building, and it's just different banks in there.
Yeah, they
Everyone
do.
has a kiosk.
They do.
Where?
Yeah, we spoke about it. The hub, the post office hub. So it's got different banks in that one hub.
Oh, so I don't. Oh,
They're just not as popular at the moment, but they're around the country.
I feel like they should just do that.
Yeah, I
Just
that's
change
gonna
that.
be
That
the
would make
new-
life easier for everybody.
Yeah, it's gonna be the new thing, I think, because obviously there are people that still need to go in there,
In there.
you know, especially the older people as well. But yeah, that's what it's looking like. And one of the last things is oil producing countries are they've agreed to continue cuts in production because they're trying to shore up the flagging prices. So Saudi Arabia said it's going to be making cuts of like 1 million barrels per day, right, in July. And the OPEC Plus conglomerate are basically saying their targets will drop by a further 1.4 million barrels per day from 2024. The OPEC Plus basically accounts for around 40% of the world's crude oil, right? So obviously them deciding to go forward with this may have a major impact, on oil prices. In the Asia trade on Monday, Brent crude oil rose by as much as 2.4%, which set at around $77 per barrel. And so, yeah, that's that situation there. And the last thing is what I mentioned last week. Just a reminder to people, in case they have a black business or they know someone, behind a black business that may benefit from this scheme, which is run by Lloyds Bank and Channel 4. And basically what they're doing is they're offering more than £500,000, or 500K, of free TV advertising to help support black businesses. And yeah, man, the applications are basically there on the Channel 4 website. You can just Google it, channel4.com, or Channel 4 Black Business application, or Black in Business. Either one, it will probably show up anyway. But yeah, like I said, it's an initiative started by Channel 4 and Lloyds Bank. And yeah, man, that's pretty much it for the People's Journal.
Thank you very much. We get into
The rotation.
rotation. Let's get into rotation.
All right, guys, welcome to the rotation. There was a few releases over the weekend, so I'm gonna get into a lot of new music news. So start off with Burna Boy. Burna Boy released a new single called "Sitting on Top of the World." Anyone heard it in here? Oh yeah. All right, cool. So came out on Friday. It samples Brandy's 1998 hit "Top of the World" featuring Mace. So this is the second time in a row he's sampled a 90s, 2000s R&B hit, following on from Last. I was assuming Esther would have heard it, but
Yeah, no.
no, you haven't heard it, no?
No.
Yeah, so basically you've heard Brandy Top of the World, don't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he samples that basically. I kind of have a bit of a dislike for when artists have when they follow a formula, like something works for them and then they try it again the next time out. So obviously he sampled Tony Braxton with Last, and then obviously it worked. That was a hit. So he thought, you know what, let me try it again. Went back into the vault, sampled Brandy for his new single. But I don't particularly love it. Who knows? I might change my mind later on. But as of now, I don't really fancy it. I feel like he uses too much of the sample. It's not really disguised. It's too blatant. It's too obvious. The song doesn't really peak. It's kind of one level throughout from start to finish. It kind of lacks like a build up to like a grand finale. If that makes sense. Yeah, I've spoken to a few people about it, and they kind of shared the same sentiment as well. Not really loving it. The fact that you guys never knew it came out as well speaks to maybe a lack of promotion or lack of awareness, because I would have assumed that this would have been
No, I, do you know what it is?
all
I
over
knew
the
it
place.
came out.
Yeah.
I just haven't listened to it.
I haven't listened to it. Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite songs, though.
What's that?
Brandy. Like, that is one of my favorite.
Yeah, no,
Brandy songs,
the original was dope. The original was dope. Features Mace. But I just feel like this one is just, it's too much of an attempt to recreate something you just done. And I feel like, for me, that kind of puts a little damper in it for me. It's not terrible. I just feel like it's too early to try that again, in regards to sampling an old R&B hit. And the song just doesn't hit. It's missing something. There's definitely an X factor somewhere they're missing. So I'll listen to it again just to see whether or not my mind has changed. But as of now, I'm not loving it. So yeah, that's Burna Boy. Sit on top of the world, sampling Brandy and Mace. All right, next up we got Dave and Central C. So originally they released a song on Friday called Sprinter, and it just dawned on me this morning that they actually released an EP. I never realized. I think the EP came out yesterday, because when I checked the single on Friday, it was just a song. There was no EP there, but they've released a 4-song EP. The EP is called Split Decision. We've got 4 songs on there. One called Trojan Horse, one called Sprinter, one called UK Rap, and one called Our 25th Birthday. I haven't had a chance to listen to it yet, because I literally just found that as I was driving here, literally as I was like 5 minutes away. But Sprinter, I've heard. I don't like it. Have you heard Sprinter?
Not properly.
Not
I
properly.
heard like the beat. It sounds decent actually. I heard a little bit of it. It sounded alright.
I don't like the beat. It's too much guitars and strings. It's like a banjo. I don't like the beat.
Someone was playing it over the weekend. I heard like it sounded decent, but I didn't take it in properly.
Okay, yeah. I don't really like the beat. They're rapping well. They're kind of going back to back, like throughout the whole song. But I don't like the beat, and that's kind of killing the song for me. I'll be sure to check out the EP and see if I like any other songs. But in terms of the single they released, I'm not really loving it, to be honest with you. What's Dave's best collab for you?
Dave's best collab?
Yeah, in terms of with another artist, like with another rapper. You know, he's got the one with
just rap. I was gonna say maybe Burna Boy.
with Haas, what's that one called? Joanna.
Samantha.
Samantha. And he's got the one with Stormzy on the last album.
Mostack.
The Mostack one.
What's the Mostack one?
No, you tell me. Is there a Mostack one?
There is the Mostack one, isn't it? What's the Mostack one again?
Let me have a look. Dave and Mostack.
Am I going crazy? Is that?
There might be. Was it a single or was it just a...
Ain't that a big song? And it sounds like about the puffer jacket and the...
Dave and Mostack. No words?
I don't want to spend no words. There you go.
Yeah, no words. True, yeah. That's probably the best.
Yeah, come on.
A bunch, yeah, no words, yeah. I forgot about that, to be fair. Yeah, no words. But yeah, Dave and Central C, they got an EP out right now called Split Decision, so check that out. I'm going to check that out and maybe give you my thoughts on it during the week. Esther, you heard Lotto and Cardi B's new song?
I have.
Yeah.
I can't wait for Cardi's next album, man. Oh, I just love her so much.
Yeah, so Lotto's got a new single out. Is it a remix or is it a
Big
original?
Laddo.
Is it a remix? Was it?
No,
Huh?
I think it's the first of it.
Okay, it's called Pull It On The Floor Again. Features Cardi B. Cardi killed it. I think Cardi, whenever she collabs with another female artist,
Yes.
her verses, she always snaps.
She's in her bag.
Yeah, her verse is cold still. I like the beat, hard beat. I was listening to another show and they were saying that the flow is like a kind of like a Detroit kind of style rapping flow, in terms of the cadence and that. But I think that song's dope.
I love it. I think Cardi is really like, with her features right now with the girls,
Yeah.
she's really in the bag. But I do think that she's taking time away to work on it.
Okay.
Because remember, like, she had the verse with City Girls when JT was in jail
Yeah.
and had the whole challenge and stuff.
Yeah.
But I feel like Cardi, there's something about her now
Yeah.
that is just really doing what it needs to. And I think her album is going to be phenomenal. And I really hope she tours with it.
She probably will.
I'll pay big money to see her.
Nikki's somewhere shaking in her boots.
Listen.
I feel like Nikki
Someone
always.
calling
I feel like
JT.
she secretly hates whenever she sees
Yeah.
Cardi collab with one of the new girls.
Yeah. Because she wants to be the one that the new girls look up to.
There you go.
But Cardi was more welcoming to them.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. No.
but no, it's sick, man.
It slaps still. It slaps still. Check
really
that out.
does.
Check that out. And then I haven't heard this song, but it's just I'll just report it. So I thought Ghana has released a new track called Bread and Butter, and and he's addressing the situation with Thug. He's addressing obviously allegations of being a snitch, and he's addressing Little Baby and P from QC. I only knew it came out just this morning again, but I'm going to check it out later on. But just if you want to check that out, it's called The Bread and Butter. I think this is the first track he's released since he's released from prison. And he's basically speaking on what's been going on, what's been transpiring, basically saying that he was tricked.
Boy. But they tricked you out of prison.
He was tricked into
freedom.
into talking or whatever he's been accused of doing, and he didn't snitch. And he's saying that, I think he's going at Little Baby saying that, but you hang around with P and P's a snitch and all this kerfuffles. So yeah, Gunna, Bread and Butter. Then Metro Boomin, he done the soundtrack to the new Spider-Man movie that came out over the weekend, and it's a star-studded list. So it's 13 songs. You've got the usuals on there: Lil Wayne, Sway Lee, Offset, Lil Uzi, Future, JID. You got James Blake on there. You got Nav, Don Toliver, Wizkid, Coil Ray, ASAP Rocky, 21 Savage, 2 Chainz, and to my surprise, Nas is on there too. Sticks out like a sore thumb amongst this cast of artists. I gave it the once over. No surprises, the Nas song is my favourite. But as a whole, it's okay. I don't really love the beats too much. I feel like I need to listen to it again to really give my opinion on it. But it sounds alright. I feel like he tailored it to the movie, which was good. There's a lot of the movie sound bites and snippets within the soundtrack, and I feel like it caters to a much younger audience, to be honest with you, in terms of his beats and subject matter. But all in all, I think in terms of handling a whole project, a whole soundtrack, producing everything, I think it was decent still. Anyone heard it? No?
What's that?
Metro Boomin's Spider-Man soundtrack. No?
Metro.
Anyone seen the movie?
Nope.
Nope. All right. But yeah, check that out. That's a decent listen as well. I'm trying to think anything else. Any other new music come out over the weekend? Esther, did you go to any of the concerts? Did you go to Burner? Did you go to?
I didn't go Burner, but I can't lie though. Part of me is a bit pissed off.
Why is that? It look
Should
like?
have gone. Someone's gonna sell my ticket, but I just couldn't trust it.
Yeah.
And I just, in this economy, I can't be losing money stupidly. But I wish I went. But it looked amazing. I heard it brought everyone out.
Didn't I tell you I had tickets?
Yeah, I didn't want to pay that though.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't want to pay that.
How much the tickets?
I think what was the one you told me? Was that 150 or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the one you told me was 150.
I had like 6 of them or something.
You got 6 of them?
Yeah. For like
You said them in the end?
For like 150. Huh?
You said them in the end for 150?
Oh no, I was doing them through. I had them through someone. I didn't chase them up to whether they got rid of them or not.
Okay.
But yeah, he brought out Stormzy, brought out Dave, J Huss. Apparently they got a song coming out.
Who, Dave and J Huss?
Yeah, they played Burner and J Huss.
Okay.
They previewed it for the crowd.
Okay.
Brought out Popcorn. It was a good show. It was a really, really good show. Like, it was sick though, because I love it.
Yeah.
He sold out 80K. Beyonce was live at the time.
Yeah.
FA Cup final. And all these places were full. It's amazing. DLT Malta was maltering.
Yeah.
It was lit. But no, big up Burna Boy, man. It looked really, really good. Next time it comes around, I'm going to go. I think I might want to do one you did, where you went to see him somewhere else. I feel like that'd be so exciting. I might look up his tour schedule.
Yeah, you just got to get the world tours.
Like a little trip.
Pick somewhere in Europe when you with the artist, man.
What, Burner?
Anyone that's coming.
I feel like the love is always different when they come to London, though.
Yeah.
Because look at Beyonce's performing for her. Just when she go Sweden.
Rapping in Sweden.
Bro, she didn't even dance. That's when I reported that I think her leg was still broken. Her leg wasn't broken. So then she crossed to Berlin.
Yeah.
She was dancing.
How was the London show?
It was good.
Yeah.
Oh, so you
Yeah,
saying
it
she
was
took
good.
the night off in Sweden, you're saying?
No, so when she went to Sweden, she was just like, it was very, very calm. But apparently it's because the crowd weren't giving her like a woo or anything. They were just very calm. We know they're like that. They don't feed their guests and stuff. So she gave them the energy that she received. But when she's been on everywhere else, it's been lit. But I always feel like with a lot of artists, especially when they're international,
Yeah.
London just always gets the love. Like,
London's a big market, that's why.
yeah, they really go hard for London. So that's why I'm scared of seeing them somewhere else, because if the vim is not the same.
That's true.
But Burna's shirtless everywhere, to be fair. So, yeah. But no, Beyonce was good as well.
All right, cool. Yeah, man, that's it, man. You got Burna Boy, new single, Dave and Central C, new EP, Metro Boomin, Spider-Man soundtrack, Lotto, Ghana, you know what I mean? And let's move on to some more headlines.
The motivations.
No.
Oh, okay.
Next headline, trigger warning here, of alleged murder and potential injustice. But this is a crazy story, guys, man. But I'll try to beat through it, but there is a bit to it. But yes, a woman once branded Australia's worst female serial killer has been pardoned after new evidence suggested she did not kill her 4 infant children.
What?
Yeah, crazy.
That's a wild accusation as well.
Yeah.
Allegation.
Mm-hmm. Her name's Kathleen Folbig, and she spent 20 years in prison already after the jury found that she killed Caleb, Patrick, Sarah, and Laura over a decade. So it happened over the span of a decade. But a recent inquiry heard scientists believe that they may have died naturally. Can you imagine? Yeah.
After 20 years in prison?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And the trauma of losing her kids?
Exactly. So the 55-year-old's case has been described as one of Australia's greatest miscarriages of justice. Ms. Folbig has always maintained her innocence, but was in 2003 jailed for 25 years for the murder of 3 of her children and the manslaughter of her first son, Caleb. Each child died suddenly between 1989 and 1999, aged between 19 days and 19 months. Wow. With prosecutors at her trial alleging that she had smothered them, right? So this is what she was accused of.
Damn.
Previous appeals and a separate 2019 inquiry into the case found no grounds for reasonable doubt, and they gave greater weight to circumstantial evidence in Miss Folbig's original trial. But at the fresh inquiry, headed by a retired judge by the name of Tom Bathurst, prosecutors accepted that research on gene mutations had changed their understanding of the children's death. The unconditional pardon does not, get rid of her, doesn't quash her convictions, is what Mr. Daly basically said, right? But they would be a decision for the Court of the Criminal Appeal if the judge, Mr. Bathurst, chooses to refer the case to it, right? But a pardon comes after years after a years-long campaign to free Ms. Folbig, sparked when a team of immunologists found that her daughters shared a genetic mutation that can cause sudden cardiac death. And evidence was also uncovered that Ms. Folbig's sons possessed a different genetic mutation linked to a sudden onset of epilepsy in mice.
Can you imagine how horrible that must feel?
And
like to actually know you did not kill them, and you can't even mourn your kids because you're on trial, and you're in prison for 20 years, and you know you didn't do it.
It's the worst thing ever,
That's actually the worst thing ever.
It has to be, yeah.
And she's 55. She can't even, even if she wasn't scarred enough to have more kids, she can't have more kids now. That's actually the worst thing ever.
The children that you love, and the world is saying that you're a killer, you killed them.
For 20 years. Imagine tell people, I did not do that. And prison's not nice people that kill kids. I feel so bad for her. No amount of anything. She can't even sue to own Australia. That wouldn't be enough.
Not at all.
That's so horrible.
Not at all. So yeah, that's the situation. I think there's more to it because, like I said, it doesn't completely quash convictions and everything, but it's what they're saying, man. Based on all these things, they can see that there's a genetic mutation that can cause sudden cardiac death in all of her daughters, and in the sons, they've got genetic mutation which is linked to epilepsy. So all of the kids had these conditions, and they can just be gone like that.
To be fair, the stats for kids that pass away early on in life is not spoken about enough. But cot death and stuff like that is very wild and very horrible, man.
Yes,
that's horrible, man. I feel bad for her, man.
And the next headline takes us to Benin, where petrol prices have almost doubled, right, after it was announced that fuel subsidies would be scrapped in Nigeria. So, as you guys know, Nigeria is one of Africa's oil giants, and subsidized petroleum products are routinely smuggled into Benin, where they're mostly sold by the roadside and serve a large part of the population. Popularly known as payo, which means unoriginal in Gone, which is their native language in Benin, is cheaper than fueling up at stations, apparently. So Nigeria's new president, Mr. Tinubu, had in his inauguration speech said that fuel subsidy was gone. Remember we spoke about that last week, I believe, which obviously caused crazy panic and a surge in the fuel prices till obviously he later clarified, or at least his government came out and clarified that it's not going to happen straight away. It's going to be phased out in coming weeks. But yeah, regardless, it's still doubled in Benin. And the last headline, trigger warning here. And this is another sad story. I think we kind of touched on this earlier, I think sometime last year, when we were talking about people from back home in Africa who try and basically, what's the word? You know when you basically just smuggle yourself onto the airplane?
Oh, yeah, it's sad.
Yeah. So basically, police trying to identify a man found dead in the undercarriage of a plane at Gatwick Airport have released an e-fit image. I don't know if Brent wants to put the finger up just in case. I don't know. But the discovery was made on board a
the guy's body?
No, it's just his face. Because they don't know.
Oh, they don't know who knows him, actually, yeah.
Yeah.
You never know.
That had travelled from the Gambia on the 7th of December. So they spoke about it
so young.
Yeah, it's sad, man. But police are investigating the case in order to formally identify the man. The detective inspector, Darren Lillywhite, said that somewhere this man will have relatives or loved ones who do not know what has happened to him. So obviously they've done this and hopefully people can kind of identify it, man. That's it for the headlines.
Thank you. Let's get into the reaction.
Let's get into our reaction news. I haven't even checked it because, as you know, our season's finished. You been watching NBA though?
We'll be skipping over FA Cup final.
No, I just wanna get it out of the way before we.
I haven't watched any of the games so far. I've watched some highlights. I know it's 1-1 right now. Miami won last night, 111 to 108. I haven't watched the highlights yet, so I haven't seen how they transpired. But yeah, 1-1 right now.
You have to let me know where I go on. I think I'm sticking to my word and not watching.
Watch any of it?
Not watching.
I don't watch any. I haven't watched the game so far, but I watched the first game highlights. But yeah, it's 1-1 at the moment.
Okay.
And we'll see how game 3 is Wednesday. What time? Let me see what time it is. I might watch actually. Let me see what time it is.
Okay.
Miami Nuggets.
Ciao.
Okay.
Did you see Fabrizio just tweeted
about who? About
Benzema signed the initial things Saudi.
Yeah, 100 million euros a year, right? No, so euros or pounds, whatever.
That's crazy money.
It's crazy money, but
that's crazy
I don't blame him,
money.
man. How old is Benzema now? 35, 34, 35?
You take it, man.
You take it, man. At the end of your career, you take it.
You take it. 100 million. What?
The whole thing's confusing though, because initially the reports were that he left. Then it was no, he's staying, and then no, I'm leaving. So it was a bit of a
if he goes Saudi Arabia, I'm definitely gonna follow him on some type of social media. Because I don't follow him.
You don't follow him?
No, I don't follow Benzema.
No, his content is crazy.
Yeah, no, I see it. I've seen it. I see what he's on. But if
Yeah.
he goes Saudi with that bread, I'm following him. I want to see. I want to see what I got on. You get me? I want to see what I got.
I'm intrigued with Real because they're going through, I guess, what to use? Not a revolution, more like just a, I don't know, refurb. I'll say, right?
There'll be time for a rebuild.
Benzi's gone, even though he didn't play ever. Hazard's gone now. Asensio's gone to PSG.
He wasn't the main one. They've been prepping for the young boys for a while. You get me?
Yeah.
Camavinga's there.
Yeah, I'm talking about in terms of attacking wise. Like in terms of midfield, yeah. Camavinga. How do you pronounce that other guy's name?
Shameni.
Yeah, Shameni, and obviously they're bringing in Jude as well. So the midfield wise, in terms of covering Kroos and
Vinny's there. He's still young. They're looking at they'll probably have a sniff at Harry Kane. I don't know whether he'll leave the record on the table. But
I saw a rumor that Kane's asked to leave.
Yeah, but I'm not sure whether he'll leave England because he's 47 goals away from the Prem record, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm seeing United or Real as the two destinations at the moment.
Do you think he'll leave? Do you think he'll leave the Prem record for Madrid?
No, I think Harry Kane wants to break Alan Shearer's record. I reckon he's going to stay in the Prem, but he has to leave Tottenham. I'm not even a Tottenham fan, and I want him to leave Tottenham to win something. It's really annoying me at this point. Like, I don't like Harry Kane, I don't like Tottenham, but I don't want him to stay at Tottenham and win nothing his whole career. Like, go and show some type of aspiration and some type of, you know what I mean? There's a lot of things that's happened over the weekend. Even Ibrahimovic retired.
I was about to say that.
Yeah.
Big up Zlatan.
At 42.
Yeah, 511 goals. Big up him. He's cold still. He's one of my favourite players.
Yeah,
He's
he's
cold.
cold.
Big up Zlatan. There was something around a transfer.
Messi's leaving PSG as well. He hasn't decided what he's doing, but he's got offers from Saudi as well. But they're saying either Saudi or Barcelona as his two main options right now.
What transfers are talking about? There's one that I like.
What, Mount?
No, I think we put in a bid for 50 million for Mount now.
Yeah.
City are tying up Kovacic.
Yeah.
That's a good move, man.
That's definitely a good move.
He'll be balling out of control over there, and I think they're trying to get Gundogan a new contract as well.
Yeah, that's a good move.
Kovacic would be good for them.
Yeah, apparently Chelsea are going in for Caicedo as well as Arsenal.
Okay.
So that scares me a tad, considering our history with battling out with Chelsea for.
Yeah, and you are looking at Rice, but there's a guy, I can't even remember the reporter's name. He's a West Ham, like he does the West Ham stuff. He's got the West Ham scoop, and he's saying obviously nothing ain't changed. Arsenal do intend to put in that bid for Rice.
Yeah, after the final. Innit?
Yeah, but he's saying but United and City are here. Like they're involved.
Yeah, no, I believe it. I believe it.
Like serious. And for me, I know like I don't want to say that they'll probably be doing it for it, but it just makes me think about Rice. Us getting mad just makes me think about Rice.
Oh, because they're friends.
These men are brethren, bro. It's impossible in the summer where they're both moving, they're not having conversations, bro. Like they are brethren.
They're brethren, but you don't move club to be with your brethren, innit?
Bro, they play England together, they're in London together. Bro, they're both moving. And it's top teams. Whether they could do it together, whether they obviously they can't do it at Chelsea because he's moving Chelsea.
I know.
If he went to Arsenal, if they went to City, if they went to United, why wouldn't that be a conversation that you have with your brethren?
No,
why would you look at me like that? If you was going to be free agent to move this summer and E-Man was going to be a free agent to move this summer, you played at different teams, but maintain the relationship you had. You're not telling me you're not going to have the conversation?
It don't.
Steven. Don't use Emmanuel. I'm not going with it.
No, but of course they have conversations, but it doesn't mean that they're going to move together, innit?
I'm not saying it's definitely, brother, but what I'm trying to say is it's on the cards. It's more on the cards now than anything.
As in, you think him moving to United is more on the cards than him moving to Arsenal because of him and Mount's relationship? I don't think so.
I'm not saying it's more on the cards, but I'm saying anyone who gets Mason Mount has got a line on Rice.
Yeah, I hear that, but I don't think that line to Rice, I don't think Mason Mount is now a very key factor to it. Oh my God, United have Mount now. Looking like Rice might change his mind and go to United. I don't think so. Since the whole attachment to him or whatever, the whole train of thought that I've had is if we get Mount.
Wow, this is your hot take.
That might give us the beeline on Declan.
Nah, don't underestimate a person's.
I don't think you can understand how close
want to be their own man. And
I don't think you understand how close to their own friends they are.
Don't matter.
How can you? Why would you think that doesn't matter? You move like you don't have a brethren, bro. I'm talking. Your dog. Your brethren. You move like you ain't got a friend, Killy. How can that not matter?
Now you're getting all hype.
What? He's making a move, yeah. It's gonna be it's Champions League football, yeah. It's Manchester United. You can get big bread. So when you're considering your movements, yeah, and I'm your brethren, I'm telling you, Killy, let's go United. We can go get everything we want. Champions League football. We can get paid. We've got credibility. You can't tell me it's not something he won't consider. And I'm not saying it means it's going to happen.
I'm not saying that his best friend being at United ain't going to be a factor in his decision. I'm just saying I don't think it holds as much weight as you're describing.
Right. I'm not saying that.
You know what I mean?
I'm not saying whoever gets Mount gets Rice. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, me just looking at it, I'm thinking that even just the whole move is an angle.
Listen, Rice is going to go to the best team for him, not for the best team for him and Mount.
There's no best team for him.
What? Imagine him consulting Mount before he makes a decision.
Like, he's going for the best team for him. What do you mean no best team for him? What do you mean? There's no best team for him in terms of locality, wages, role. What are you talking about?
I've got friends. You can laugh like that, yeah? I've got friends that play football, yeah?
Yeah.
What are you laughing?
I've got friends that told me this is legit.
No.
This is not a hot take. This is fact.
No. He's laughing so much because that laugh's not genuine. you get what I'm saying?
That laugh can be so antagonistic. Like, I want to slap
The type of straw you're clutching at is ridiculous to me. I'm crying. I'm crying.
Okay, fine. But what I'm trying to say is, that's totally fine. What I'm trying to say is, I have friends, that play football, in this league, football league, up and down the country. I'm out with them. I see conversations footballers have. These men play for proper teams that you know. I watch and see conversations that footballers have. And if you think, these men's friendships and things that have no bearing on what they're doing, you'd be an idiot.
No, I'm saying it has a bearing. I'm saying I don't think it has a bearing to the degree that you're describing.
But it's a top level. It's not like it's not like you're my brethren and you can play for City, but I'm telling you come and butt me down there at Bournemouth. It's top level. There's no disparity between it's top level. What are you talking about? It's united, bro. It's not. You can't say, oh, you want to do the best thing for me, not for my. It's all a conversation, bro.
Yeah, but you're not focusing on what I'm saying. I'm saying, okay, let's just say there's 5 reasons, right, why Rice will go to Man United. There's how much money he's going to get paid. There's the role that Ten Hag has given him. How much Ten Hag wants him, the system, how he fits into the team. Maybe he fancies moving to Manchester. Wait.
Just playing with his brethren. You ain't heard him in Rice in interviews.
I ain't finished the point yet. Maybe the history of United. Maybe United's a big club. And then there's Mason Mount. Where do you think Mason Mount lies in that spectrum?
I don't know. That's not the point I was making.
What I'm saying is, no, I'm agreeing with you. It's there on the spectrum.
Yeah,
I'm saying it's not number 1. It's not number 2. Number 3.
No, I never quantified it. I never ranked it. I never saying it's important. I also said I'm not saying whoever gets Mount gets Rice. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm telling you, if you think it holds no bearing or makes no difference, you'd be foolish.
It holds a bearing. Yes, it holds a bearing, but to the degree on what it holds is a different conversation. I don't think it holds a big bearing. I don't feel, for example, that the talk has been that Rice is getting to Arsenal. Again, now suddenly that Mount's like United. You know what? Man United are front runners.
Maybe I've been privy to certain information, to certain conversations. I'm not strangers to hanging around professionals. Yeah, I see footballers. I see how they move. I see how they talk. I know what I've got. You know what I'm trying to say? So I don't.
Yeah, but we all know footballers talk. When Aguero went to Barca, of course he spoke to Messi. They're best friends. Of course, footballers speak. Of course.
Yeah, no, but what I'm trying to say, bruv, when obviously that if you got it's not like the basketball trades and all that. Yeah, obviously manufacturing linking up with your brethren is difficult, bro. It's not like that. It's not like to say we're gonna play together.
Yeah.
The stars have aligned. They are both moving this summer.
Yeah.
You get what I'm trying to say? So their conversations are different. But Mason and Rice's convos when they're talking as brethren.
Yeah, but
if you think they're not talking about their future and their playing and what they're doing and where they're going, bro, are you this is human nature.
No, I'm not saying they haven't. I'm not saying these conversations aren't happening.
So as a brethren, when I'm saying if my deal's on the line, I'm Mason now. Yeah. So my thing's pushed forward. I've agreed personal terms.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom. And I'm saying, look, Killy, you got to get out of West Ham.
Yeah.
Remember where we spoke about playing together before? We've done it as kids. I'm telling you, let's go, Killy. Why are you telling me how's that? That conversation, look, you're not shutting that down. That's a normal conversation to have between friends.
Yeah, that conversation
because of the levels.
That conversation is probably happening.
Yeah, but you're trying to diminish it like it's like I say some idiot thing. That could.
No, I'm not diminishing
it. At their level as friends, I'm saying that's a serious conversation. Because it's not like he's telling him, oh, come link me in Bournemouth. Let's go play for Pompey.
What I'm saying
is Man United.
What I'm saying is, I'm pretty sure Mount has hollered at Rice and I'm going United. What are you saying?
Yeah,
I'm sure that's happened. But is Rice going to base his decision on his future on the fact that his boy is at Man United? I don't think so.
He could because it's Man United. Because we've got infrastructure there. We've got a reputation. We've got tradition. We're in Champions League. There's good players there already. We've got a good coach. It's not a crazy.
I'm not saying it's far fetched. It could happen. And again, I don't even trust Arsenal with transfers until I'm seeing the picture of Edu there, Arteta there with the paper, right? Because you know what happened in January with Mudryk and them lot. All I'm saying is, I don't believe Mason Mount holds the key to where Rice goes.
So let's do hypotheticals, yeah? Because no one don't hold the keys. These men in control of their own future, yeah? But these men have played together since they've been kids, yeah? We've seen the pictures since they've been kids. Same academy, they're doing England, they're together, they're brethren, they holiday together, they're gal and all that. Yeah, these are our brethren, yeah? And they want to play with each other.
But that's not a fact, though, by the way.
What, that they
want to play in the same team. That isn't a fact.
I think I've seen an interview. I've seen them talk. I've seen them talking.
Do you feel like there's propensities to people for players who want to be their own man? Like they want to be the focal point. They don't want to go to a team where they got to share the spotlight with another person. They want to be the guy. Do you think that plays a part as too?
Yeah, there could be.
You know what? I don't want to go over there.
There could be as friendly.
I want to be the man by myself here.
Yeah, but there could be that friendship rivalry where there's we want to move. We want to. You go do your thing. I want to go do my thing, and boom, boom, boom. Yeah, there could be that. Definitely.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Can I ask? Because I laughed too wild for the level of logic that you shared.
Yeah.
Top notch.
I said that you shared.
Top notch, right? But that it could happen because, as Yusuf said, I have no faith in Arsenal paying over the odds or going into a back and forth with Man United and getting who they want. If the player is cool with, I don't really mind. Whoever pays more for me, cool. And especially if it is, they have his best friend. Why not move from London to Manchester, right?
Manny's going up
Yeah,
as
yeah,
well.
sure. But what position in your team would he be playing? The players that play currently, who is he gonna supplant?
Who, Rice?
Yes.
Whoever's in the...
What position?
We're assuming he's
In the
going straight.
midfield.
He's going straight into the starting 11, of course.
Yeah, we'll play in the midfield. So we'll play...
No, I know in the midfield. But who currently
Rice and who?
occupies his position?
Ericsson or someone.
Ah.
So with Rice, let's forget about any other hypothetical signings, right? Just put Rice into your team right now. What's your midfield three?
Rice, Casemiro, Bruno?
Okay.
I didn't know he was a Ericsson replacement.
Who'll be at the base, innit?
I thought you would have gotten an Ericsson replacement. I
No.
don't see Rice as Ericsson.
That's Everton sits at the base, though, innit? They don't play. They don't do Casemiro one with 2 8s.
No,
they have two of them together, innit? So Rice could do that. Play with him.
No, what I'm saying is that I see Rice as a box to box DM type of keep the ball. I don't see that as Ericsson. I see Ericsson like a playmaker for some reason.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
And what
He just. go on.
and Mount is Mount playing front three? Is he playing behind?
Yeah,
I don't know where. I don't know where Mount will play. I reckon Mount will play either. He would either play. He'd either do like the one pivot, say like Casemiro, and then the 2 8s, and he could be one of the 8s, him and Bruno, or they'll probably play him off the right.
That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I don't know. I can't see him as like a 6 or whatever, like, or the 2 in the midfield. I don't really see him that. But he's versatile and he's good. And I said it. He's not. He improves the squad. He doesn't. I don't think he improves our 11 like that, but he improves the team.
Yeah.
Quality player. So there's no qualms with Mason Mount for me.
Yeah. Well, the rumor is that Arsenal are due to put in a bid for for Rice after the Conference League final on Thursday. The amount I'm seeing right now is 90 million.
Just say and this is what just say tomorrow
Yeah.
The breaking news for Fabrizio, Daily Mail, everybody. Arsenal stole a march on Mason Mount. Bids accepted. 50,
Mount or Rice you talking about?
Mount.
Okay.
50 million, yeah?
Yeah.
And he's coming. It's a done deed.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that in your heart make you not say we're getting Rice?
No. Well, to be honest, after you've said what you've said.
It would for me because before the Mount link, we've already been heavily rumoured to have got Rice done already, basically. Like, we're his first choice. Now you add Mount on top of that, it's like it's a done deal.
Okay.
But I've never heard any rumours that Rice wanted to go United or was going United or they were even in for him. But Arsenal and Rice, that's been a conversation for months now.
No, we've been looking at Rice for a little while. So not the stories hasn't come out like how Usos has though. Usos is proper.
It's like it's already basically
is proper,
I mean, almost. Arsenal just have to put the money up. Like that's Arsenal can fumble this by not putting the money up, basically.
I don't see Usos paying it, man.
Paying what?
The money that they want for Rice. The only 2 teams I see paying Rice money are just the idiots, isn't it? Chelsea or United.
But the rumours I've heard is West Ham initially said they want over 100, right? I think it was like 120, but they'll take a player as well. They'll take less money and a player. Obviously, when it comes to Arsenal always do the opening bid thing, innit? They always go lower than what the team asks for. So I'm hearing they're going to go in with 90, maybe 90 with a player. Obviously, the first bid ain't going to be accepted. Arsenal will have to go at least 100, I reckon, to get Rice done. No, the first bid is never accepted unless it's what the team has asked for.
Yeah, he's English.
You know what I mean?
They probably will hold out for the 100 for him.
Yeah. Rumors that we want Caicedo too, but again, I don't trust Arsenal, man. So we'll see how that unfolds. FA Cup final.
It wasn't as bad as I thought.
Thoughts?
It wasn't as bad as I thought, man. Just hopefully didn't get like battered. So
Now that we've come down, the quad has now become the single. How do you feel?
it's alright, man. We won something this year. What you got won?
Our dignity and pride.
No, at least we're sitting there with winners. So at least one of us on this couch are winners after everything we've said, after everything that's all the back and forth we've been doing all year, all season.
I'll be honest.
At least one of us on this couch
I'll be honest.
has got something to
I'll be
show
honest.
for
I'll
it.
be honest.
Do you get what I'm saying?
I'll be
I'm
honest.
just happy about that.
I don't mind.
Yeah, I'm sure you don't.
Mind.
I'm sure you don't.
I'm
But-
not at home crying about the Carabao Cup.
No, I'm just saying,
I don't mind. Man.
after all the discourse, yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
at the end, when all the said and done, when all the smoke's clear,
Your fight can't be after all the discourse. We got the Carabao Cup. That can't be your story. I'm sorry, you're Man United supporter.
that's fine. I never even called that World Cup. I just said, I'm just happy.
It can't be.
I'm just happy that we done all of this, and at least somebody's got something to show for it.
Yeah,
Like,
but what's the something? It's a Carabao Cup.
what's nothing?
We ain't got nothing. We've got
Exactly.
Champions League football.
You asked me what's something. What's nothing?
We ain't got nothing. We got Champions League football.
Nothing.
We got Champions League football.
I got something.
We got Champions League football.
You got
We
nothing.
got Champions League football.
I got that too.
Yeah, but we got second place. And we're in a title fight for the first time in like God knows how long.
So nothing.
That's our something. That's our something. Trust me. As an Arsenal fan, that's our something. I'm telling you, if you gave an Arsenal fan a decision to make, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can fight for the title and be 1-2 for the whole season, qualify for Champions League, or finish third and win the Carabao Cup. Not everyone's going to go for the cup thing, I'm telling you, because it meant a lot to just be in a title
It's
race,
because
I'm telling
clout
you.
is ruining our
What
nation.
clout?
Look at
What
Mizzy. Like, do you get what I'm trying to say, bro?
Mizzy?
That's why. Yeah, because if you just said to me, if someone offered you something substantial and tangible at the beginning of the season, you would refuse it for clout and hype and excitement.
No,
that's what you told me.
No, the Champions League spot is what is.
No, you like the fighting back and forth. No, I've got that too.
No, you wasn't. What fight? You ain't been
No,
in the
I've got the
No,
Champions.
you were in the title race.
No,
You
I've
was
got
never
the
in title
Champions
race.
League spot too.
And so have we.
Exactly. So what you just said, if someone came at the beginning of the season,
Yes.
offered you something substantial and tangible and a trophy
Yeah,
party,
but
you would
what-
say
yeah,
no,
yes.
just so
Because-
I can have my fun and my clout in my title
because
challenge.
the trophy being offered to me doesn't hold much weight to me. That's why. I don't care about the Carabao Cup that much to be like, you know what, let's get it. What I'm saying is, if I was offered, without knowing the result, a title race, right? I'm going to take that, right? You're forgetting. We haven't challenged for the title for years. For years. I would take this season as opposed to winning the Carabao Cup, bro. I would. I'll be honest with you. I don't care that you won the Carabao Cup. I'm sorry. I don't sit here thinking you've had like, if you won the FA Cup, I'll give it to you. 2 cups, third place, I'll give it to you. But I'm not over here thinking, Margs, Man United won the Carabao Cup and finished third. I don't care.
You don't finish playing football ages ago. We just finished kicking ball yesterday.
And you lost. So
yeah, so we did
and
that.
you lost.
The only other team in the country
And
that
you
still
lost.
got to play football is City. Yeah?
Yeah.
We still finished playing
But
yesterday.
you lost,
yeah?
so who cares?
Yeah, that's fine. But we listen.
But you lost. You lost. What? So what?
So you are done at it.
You lost. So why are you boasting?
It was a cup final we lost. Yes, but we was in it. How
Yeah.
many cup finals you been in this season?
You ain't been at any.
How many cup finals we been in this season?
But you lost.
How many cup finals we been in this season?
You know how many, but you lost.
2.
But you lost.
Huh?
But you lost.
Yeah,
lost,
you win some, you lose some. We lost to one of the best teams in the world. Yeah, all right, great.
Yeah, and we lost the league to one of the best teams in the world.
The league,
What do you mean the league?
The league's over 38 games. You get
Yeah.
me? That was in your own hands.
And where were you
Yeah,
over the
with
38
8 games to go? You said
And
it was
where were
11
you over
points.
Where were you over the 38 games?
Over the 38 games, we finished third, bro.
And we finished second.
So it's chalk. It's not even like I say chalk. That's lies. It's right here, and you ain't got. We both. What's the gap? 9 points. That's 3 games. You know.
The thing is, yeah.
You know, you are 3 games better off than us.
My thing
3.
is this, yeah. Man
3
United,
wins though. You know, you just got 3 wins. You won 3 more. We lost 3 more. Do you know that? It's 3 wins, 9 points.
You uphold yourself to be this conglomerate team, right? You're a team who holds the treble. That record might go in a few days' time. But I feel like as a Man United fan, have some more dignity than sitting here talking up things about Carabao Cup, bro. You're bigger than that. You're bigger than the Carabao Cup to be using that as your reason to get at me. The Carabao Cup and first place. You're Man United.
It's not the Carabao Cup.
Man.
It could have been any cup.
I'm not even a Man United fan, and I know that you're the legacy lineage of your team means more than what you're talking about.
Yeah, but
right
I'm
now.
not, because you're just clinging on to Carabao Cup. It's not Carabao Cup. It
What
could
is
have
it
been
then?
any cup.
What is it then?
I just wanted to win something.
Yeah, but you won the Carabao Cup, so I can't
Exactly.
I can't dismiss that and forget about that.
Exactly. So we won, and that's what winning is important.
Yeah, but you won the Carabao Cup though.
Yeah, but we won it. They're using that competition too.
Yeah, but no one cares that you won.
You know what I mean? Okay, so if it's so bad that we won the Carabao Cup, imagine this: you lost the Carabao Cup.
Yeah, to a good team.
These are terrible. That's
good
crazy.
team.
You lost it.
A good team though.
You lost
A
it.
good team where we played the second string team.
Okay, so you managed to take positives out of losing the cup that we won, and us winning it is a negative.
No, I'm not taking positive. I'm telling you why we lost. We lost because we played the second string team against a good team.
Who did you lose to?
We lost to a full strength Brighton team, and we played the second string team.
Right, it was Brighton that meet you. I thought you were saying it was City that knocked you out of it or something.
No, that was the FA Cup. Again, we got knocked out of cups by good teams. We got knocked out of the FA Cup by Man City. And we got knocked out of the Carabao Cup by Brighton, where we played the second string team. So
And who knocked you out of Europa?
I can't remember. Who was it?
Sporting. Was it?
Was it Sporting Lisbon? Maybe. Yeah, I think it was Sporting Lisbon.
You
And
played very well at this.
and you? who knocked you out of the Europa again? I can't remember.
Seville?
Sevilla.
That's come on.
They won it in the end, no?
Yeah. Come on. We lost to the winners, to the champions.
So, Margs, I think before you left this studio to embark on the weekend where an FA Cup final was on, you asked us if we win as a United, would we have had a better season than Arsenal? That's the question, right?
Yeah.
And you didn't win. So the question is, who had the better season? I know you're saying we won something, but who had the better season?
Be honest. Be honest. Come on, man.
Now, this is going to sound like, I'm just being biased and I'm just chatting shit, But the amount of football that got played this year by my team, can't go unnoticed, The fact that we're still taking part in the festivities, Just yesterday, yesterday, the day before, wherever it was, Still playing football now, Up into June and that, Second final of the season, won one of the competitions already, got the same spos that you got, means I honestly believe you have been the better team this season. You have been better than us as a team, You have played the better football, you've been the better team, All said and done, smoke clear, done and dusted, United's had the better season. That's what I believe.
Because of the Carabao
The
Cup.
Carabao Cup.
Just because we won. Yeah, we won something. You ain't won that.
Now, off the back of... No, so I hear what you're saying. I'm not going to dispute it because I have a different opinion, but you're allowed to have a different opinion. Off the back of this season and how we saw our teams play, who is more happy going into next season? Who is more hopeful going into next season? Who is more content on what they've just seen that gives them a baseline of evidence that they will be better next season, Arsenal or Man United?
Well, you would just want to say Arsenal, innit? But that season was an outlier, so the evidence is contaminated evidence. You know what I'm trying to say? Because of your overachieving, because you're just assuming that you're going to play that way next year, which is, I like to say, what always finds its level. So when you are playing above your level next year, I assume you'll go back to your level. So what you've seen is deceiving. You think you're something you're not.
Okay, I hear what you're saying, and you're allowed to have your opinion. So based on what you saw and the gap that we covered or made up between how we used to play before this particular season and its team gelled before our acquisitions, and you saw how they played together. Based on all of that, you believe that Arsenal is going to do worse football-wise. I'm not talking about winning the league next year. I'm talking about their playing style.
Okay.
Than what you've just seen? You think that's going to happen next year?
No, not playing style, no. Results will be worse.
Do you think it'd be worse because the other teams would have now fixed themselves up, or would Arsenal drop their level?
It'd probably be a bit of both, combination of both.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So what...
Other teams getting used to your tactics, you start playing at your more normal level, then result in a drop-off.
So what football analysis can you apply to this reasoning that Arsenal are going to play worse and get worse results next year? What football analysis would you apply to? I understood
Like when Leicester won the league.
There's no analysis, it's just hate. That's all it is.
I understood the beginning of last
Like
season.
when Leicester won the league.
No, that's not football analysis.
Arsenal, not Leicester. Knock it
That's
off.
not football analysis. And with Leicester,
Man.
listen, with Leicester, their team then got disseminated, right? So that's not happening to Arsenal, right? And what you're seeing us looking to do is to drop out the weak spots and to fortify those spots. What you're seeing now is Arteta looking to build a squad that you would then look at and say, yeah, okay, that definitely could be a squad that challenges for a title or challenges in the Champions League at the same time, right? Because this was your take on Arteta and our team last time. On paper, this is not a title-winning team. It's not a title-winning team. It's not. Just look at the bench. It's not a title-winning team. And cool, fine. But you're seeing us looking to address that. We've just been talking about Rice. We've just been talking about Caicedo. So you're seeing where the movement is going, right? You're telling me, from your football analysis, your evidence is look at Leicester.
Your recruitment, let's just see what happens in August. Let's see where your recruitment gets you. Let's see who you bring in, and let's see where we're at. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, because then
we can see.
It will help. If you Gundogan, Cancelo, and that. You don't just want to do Man City like as well. But those kind of signings.
Gundogan's likely to go to Barcelona, from what I'm hearing.
I'm hearing he's looking to sign a new contract.
Oh, is it?
I see that this morning.
Okay.
I heard that City's offering it and it's there. I hope he don't go to use
him as well. We got to speak about him quickly. He's come up clutch, bro. 2 goals in the final. He scored a lot of important goals late on in the last couple of games. Like, he's come up clutch, bro.
He always does it. Comes in late in the season. He's done it since he's come to the club, and it's like because he's not always been seen like a regular starter, but he'll come in coming off the bench and do his thing.
Yeah.
The times when De Bruyne's out of the team, and then he's got to come in and pick up the slack and start. Like, he's just been like, this has just been who he is, man.
Fastest goal.
It's like I think people are just slightly like
seeing it now.
Yeah, just clocking like. Because it's hard. It's like in his face, like it's undeniable now. They're just trying to clock who he is. But people have to understand this brother's been that. Man City's had that.
I think everyone known he's good. But I think what he's done in the last couple of weeks has, really.
He's just always been able to find the goal, bro. Like, he's just always been able to do it. I think it started.
But he's finding them in big moments.
They clocked it from. It was last season. It's really they've been championing him from last season, and now he's on everybody's radar. And it's like he hasn't stopped from last season. Remember that period when Kevin De Bruyne went out?
Yeah.
And he came in and he hit like 10, 12 goals, whatever he done. Then that was his coming out party. He made his, you get me, put his announcement there. Since then, you ain't been able to not notice it.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, you just ain't been able to not notice it. Like, the guy's a psychopath.
And what's your thoughts on the actual game though? Do you reckon you guys had a chance to win it? You reckon you were ever in it, or was it kind of
when we got to 1-1 at half time?
That wasn't a penalty, by the way.
I think it was.
It was given, but it wasn't a penalty.
You think it was a penalty?
No.
Yeah, because unnatural position.
No, it wasn't unnatural. He was jumping like his arm was just there. Hit it.
It was unnatural position.
He didn't even move his hand. He just
that was unnatural.
Natural jumping
up there. That was unnatural. So great penalty. Yeah, it was a good penalty. Good decision. Great from the ref and VAR. Honestly. When it was 1-1, at the half, and then we got 1-1 as half time, and I'm like, this is a cup final, bro. Remember, you asked me, I think I'll win. I said we win on penalties or whatever, yeah? When we go half time, I'm saying this is a cup final. I'm saying, like, whether man like it or not, like, we're in this. like, we're in this. Like, we got a chance, innit? And it's like, I was worried from scoring in 15 seconds that we would end up getting battered and whatnot. Yeah. And it just wasn't that. Like, City are a better team than us. That's not even up for debate. Yeah. So anything that happens, anything that transpires, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So what happened, I'm not devastated about. Like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It's very easy to take a loss to Man City, innit? It's not hard to take.
Yeah, well, especially in that fashion. It's not like they absolutely
slapped us,
murdered us. Like, do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, and it's just, and with stuff like that, you're allowed to make excuses for yourself. Everybody loves to be able to make excuses for yourself, and De Gea makes it easy for us in the sense of that first goal,
second goal.
Yeah, because the first goal. Obviously, 15 seconds, but I wouldn't have moved if I was him either. I don't know what he would have done. I don't know what you wanted.
Move or not, he's not saving it.
Yeah, I don't know what you want him to do.
Yeah.
The second goal, it's like...
I hate that second goal was sloppy like that. But
I watched it all play out, yeah? I see it. It's Gundogan. You know he's going to get the hit, yeah? But when you watch it, it bounced twice. On my life, I thought he was just going to get his hand to that and push it around.
Yeah.
Like, just...
Yeah.
What else is he going to do?
Just get something on it.
Just get something on it.
Yeah.
What else was he going to do?
Yeah.
When it went in...
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. I said, there's no way we win this. There's no way. We're done that here. What are we going to do? And that's like, we got to move on from this goalkeeper, man. Like,
well, I'm hearing you're offering him a new contract.
I don't know what they're doing, but they've offered it him, but they won't sign off on it. I think they're trying to snake him. I think they're trying to bump him.
Okay.
I think they're trying to bump him. He's come out and he said bare good things about him, but deep down they're trying to bump him. And if that story that the deal's done is done, they've agreed the money. They just ain't signed off on it.
Okay.
And then now that happened in the final, what part of them's going to sit down and say, yeah, let's do this?
Yeah, that's true. Well, as a result of your loss, Arsenal are now playing Man City in the Charity Shield come August. Thoughts on that? You reckon we're going to put up a good showing?
Yeah, I think we would. I don't know if we would win, but I'm not reading into anything
That happens in that game.
But I do think that we will put fight up. I do believe so. Based on
Hopefully, we've made most of our signings by then, and we can put out what our best 11 might
we've
look
never
like.
played them with our first 11. We've never played them with our first 11.
No, in the second league game we did, no?
No.
Huh?
No.
Who was missing the second league game? The FA Cup game was definitely a second string kind of team.
No, we haven't, you know.
I know the first league game we had maybe 1 or 2 players missing, but the second league game I think it was a full strength, no?
No, it wasn't. Hold up, I'll find out.
What else has happened sports wise? Transfer wise, what other rumours out there?
You rating Spurs gaffer?
I didn't see much about it, you know. What's happening over there?
You just won a triple. Just won a triple with
Oh,
Celtic.
what's his name again?
I can't say it.
Oh. Found it? But yeah, no, it'll be interesting season still. I'm more interested to see where Harry Kane goes, you know. If Kane goes United, you know what I mean? Because I really can't see him go to Real Madrid. I can't see it.
I don't think he did.
I can't see it.
He just doesn't strike me as one of the mutes. And
Yeah.
again, that 47 goals, he can do that.
Yeah,
I don't think he leaves the league without the
No, he won't.
without the scoring title, man. Why not, man?
Do you think United need to move on from a lot of their attacking players?
Yeah. From everybody.
Like Sancho, Martial?
Yeah, Martial needs to go. He just done I think he just done a hammy or something like that, so I don't think he's gonna be able to get to
Yeah,
the
we had Holding playing where Saliba normally plays.
Oh, you know what? I forgot about Saliba. Yeah, he was out. Yeah, true.
That was a catastrophe.
I forgot about that. Hopefully, Saliba can actually sign his contract as well. There's been a lot of rumours and back and forth about his situation. How he's demanding, or his reps are demanding a lot more than Arsenal are willing to offer. And hopefully, it doesn't turn into another Nicolas Anelka situation where he leaves the club after like 2 seasons. But yeah, man.
All right, that's enough of our sports gist. We need the outro today, Brent.
Cool.
But tomorrow though.
People think that there's a big switcheroo happening right now.
What with him?
Yeah. In the mainstream media.
Schofield.
Jeremy Clarkson. Yeah. Clarkson came out and basically told people to calm down, innit?
Yeah, Holly just went on air and she just
Some monologue.
Yeah, but she's like, "Oh, are you guys okay? Because I know it's affecting you too, and you know it's so difficult." She basically just threw him under the bus and was like, "Oh, he wasn't truthful to us, and this affects all of us, and we care about how all of you are doing as well, and let's just be the family that we're meant to be."
I've got so much filming to do. I don't know when I'm going to get the time. I need to just take an hour or 2 out and just I'm just going to go through everything because see tomorrow at the end of the show we're going to talk about Philip and Holly and ITV and all them dirty pantses.
What shows?
That's what he was.
Behavioural, Diddy.
No, TDA.
That's why he was in the interview with a vape pen.
Don't wait. Let's save it. Let's do that.
Let's go to it. I think that's really tough on the day. I'm gonna
That was insane.
I'm gonna try and catch up
That's
on
actually
all the
insane.
content. That's
That was actually madness.
all right. Well, guys, thank you for tuning in as you always do. Please like the video before you come out of it. Subscribe to the channel. Follow us the day after TNB on all our social media pages. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.
Peace.
Bye.